Hi. Um, yeah, I heard that there's Enfield stream today. I didn't watch the stream live, and I didn't want to because like I was expecting that the stream would be short, which it was. It was a random video that popped up just a while ago, 15-minute video. Um, some people stayed to like watch it live. I think I don't know if Shield did. Did Shield try to watch it live? Let me check. Uh, No, she was not even online. Oh no, he was. Right, she was watching it live, and then the famous Toboro was also watching it live. Right, he decided to watch it, and I saw. Um, I think people seem generally okay, but it seems like a particular someone is pissed at it. But I don't know if the anger is warranted. So I decided I'm going to watch the video towards it, and then see whether or not it's a good thing. Yeah, it wasn't anything big, but um I don't know why someone is making a big fuss. So yeah. Um Let me go and put up that stream. Actually no, can you send me a link of the stream and then we'll watch it together? Wait, let me get people to come into the stream first. Okay, so while you're rolling to the stream, um, probably 5-10 minutes. Let me do some other things, and then after I'll watch the video. And also, I'm gonna do a filming stream. So like, I'm gonna film some videos after this. So I won't be filming on YouTube. I'll just be filming on Twitch. For those of you who are interested. So I'll see you on Twitch later after this. Am I gonna film infield? Not necessarily, but I might. But I'm gonna film some AK and reverse videos because I want to. So yeah. Okay. Let everybody come into the stream first, as I said. So let me play this first. If you're wondering, this is Ascension 14. And yeah, just a bunch of artifacts. You don't get a lot of artifacts when you play IS4. Not as many as IS5 at least. But I have Golden Chalice, which is helpful. So yeah, wanna see my squad? Modern day units, man. Imagine having Lugusu, Chiupai, Yu, Escalon, Narutuya. I feel like none of these units existed when IS4 was around. Modern day units destroying IS4. Crazy. Hey, but look, there's Saria at least. And NG, but it's the levitation. So yeah. No readouter. So I'm gonna have a little bit of harder time to clear the snow, but I will do it anyways. Alright. Got my buffs ready. And let's go. Should be okay.
Save us a lot of time if you just surrender.
엘레지가 볼을 얻어만지는 게 운명의 장막이여. 엘레지가 들리는군.
No one can see me.
What would I do?
here. Have
Follow me into the shadows.
I should be okay.
Know what lies behind you.
GG. Woohoo. I mean, yeah. Nice that Narantia has the little multi-target damage. Got Escalon also doing her own thing. I'm not even using logos. I could, but yeah, I'm not using logos.
Right behind you.
Yui's also kind of not doing anything because Angelina's just tanking her own lane. GG. A few Narantia skills and the boss is gone. Been a while since you all see me play IS4. Although it's just the boss. You saw me do nothing in the stages.
Patient still misbehaving? Then let's kick it up a notch.
No one follow me into the shadows.
I'm gonna remove this. Yeah, Angelina will just peel her lane, and it's over.
운명의 장막이여.
Fast.
Mission accomplished.
Alright. Absolute Gilberta kill. Yes! I love Gilberta. See? I'm giving you Enfield sneak peek. Okay, done. I think I must have completed High Ascension. Not Ascension 15, but High Ascension for every single ending one. I'm not sure. I can show you all my addiction off stream. Let me see. One? No, so this is not High Ascension yet. But yeah, this is also not High Ascension yet. But I'm almost done with ending 1, and I'm almost done with ending 2 on everything. I play on Ascension 14. I don't play 15 because I find that the collapse plus 1 is a bit annoying. But honestly, I will probably transition to 15 already because I'm so used to 14 now that I probably can play 15. So yeah. I just realized that the back ones are actually not so bad. At first I thought they were a little bit painful to play, like Eternal Hunting Squad and Life Prioritizing Squad. But if you know what you're doing, you know your strat, right? It's actually not bad. Like even starting Interference Index 0 isn't that bad. Especially since it just funds you with 2 more every single floor. I think the bad ones are just the ones in front. The ones in front are a little bit boring, like especially the life point and the squad size. Also, Scout in this game mode doesn't give hope. As in IS4. Like in IS5, it gives hope, but then it gives ingots here, which makes me a little bit annoyed now that I come back to IS4. But yeah, no, Eternal Hunting is good, yes. So as long as you have a very good squad, you have a good idea, you will never have collapse. So it is a really, really good starting run. I find this very difficult to use, the first class squad, because I think 5 stars really have a bad time in IS4. Right? 3 stars are fine, but honestly IS4 is very bloated on 6 stars, I feel. Whereas if you play like IS2 and I think IS2 and IS maybe 5 stars are kind of okay. You know, and IS3 and IS4, I think 5 stars have problems. So, yeah. Okay, anyways, shall we go and watch the stream? Where is the stream, actually, for the Enfield? Let me go and check. Is it on Bilibili? YouTube? Is that a re-upload? Yeah, it's a 15-minute video. Azure Field? What's this? Is it a re-uploader? Oh, it's a re-uploader. I don't like watching re-uploaders though. Bleh. But can I watch from Bilibili? What's the OG? Oh, he has a link. Never mind.
那吃这个。
啊，那大家在抽奖
Ow,
的时
my
候呢，
fucking ears. Is it ongoing? Oh, I can't watch it now, is it? Because it's an ongoing live stream. Like, it's still happening. Maybe because the event is still ongoing. Oh. Oh, shit. If that's the case, then maybe I do have to watch a re-uploader. Oh, man. Okay. I'll watch the whole stream. No, I'll just find the timestamp on the stream and watch from there. But it seems like it's the VOD is not saved yet. So yeah.
地工业的干员
Sure.
探
Then
索
I'll just
这个
watch
世
this.
界。
Okay, so there. I believe this event is called China Joy. It's hosted by Bilibili, I think. Basically the YouTube channel of China. And then they have multiple games and whatnot going on there. So yeah, the gameplay footage is about 15 minutes. Okay.
实时战斗的要素。目前版本的所有内容还在持续进行优化，也希望大家可以多多支持我们。
Oh, it's a gamepad. R1. Wait. R1. R1. This is not keyboard. Hold on. Let me get my controller out. Okay, so this was what I expected. The game will have controller support. Because the game will be on PlayStation, apparently. Or I think the game is trying to be on PlayStation. So let me see. I mean, I'm not gonna connect my controller, but let me feel what the controls will be. I'm gonna put myself a little bit below because there's some controls under my camera. Okay, got my controller. Let me see. So map will be right mouse button. So I assume your movement is the top joystick as per normal. R1. Oh, R1 is right one, is the back button. I'm a little confused why R1 is both the skill and the character. Because I can see R1 on both sides. Okay. I don't know what all the other buttons are. We'll see as they go on.
现在我们遇到了一队猎地者，大家可以注意到每位干员都有自己独特的作战风格，比如管理员和陈千羽以擅长近战冲锋，而佩利卡和杰尔佩塔则以远程支援为主。
Okay, so they're talking about how everybody has unique skills that will happen. Alright. So, just a regular enemy fight, nothing new.
然后，随着战斗的推进，我们触发了连携技。当屏幕上出现干员的头像的时候，只需要按下 L1就可以发动连。
So combo attack is L1. Which one is L1? Oh, I just realized it's different for the Xbox controller. Xbox is left trigger and left button. So I don't know what R1 stands for. And L1. But let's just say it's a trigger button maybe? So, okay, so combo is now this. So I assume your attacks, because it's a joystick, so I assume attacks is the X, Y, B, A, or like the squares, the shapes on the side. R1, L1 might be LB. Ooh, I'll be tapping this button a lot then. Okay.
当屏幕上出现干员的头像的时候，只需要按下 L1就可以发动连携技。 每位干员的连线技都有着独特的作用，在实
Alright,
战
so
当中非常的关键。
They're saying that everybody's combo attack will be very useful to the battle, so it'll be quite important. Was there always this animation? I played Enfield enough to actually not remember if there was this animation. Can someone tell me?
中非常的关键。
Was there this thing to the side? I kind of don't remember that thing appearing. That's new, right? I don't know if I like it though. It can look very distracting. It feels very action gamey. Yeah, it's a cut-in whenever you trigger the combo, but maybe I just don't realize that it was there.
继续前进，我们发现了一个宝箱，但是被
Okay,
电网
so
阻
showing
挡
the puzzle.
没有办法直接打开。这个时候，我们需要观察周围的环境。旁边的高台
So
似乎
observe the
提供了
surroundings,
解
he
谜的关
says.
键路径。那现在让我
So
们想办
look
法
for
去往高
clues,
处
look
探索
for
一
things
下。
around to figure out how you can open it. Okay, so we just picked up a chest.
好，果然我们爬上高台之后，就能够绕过电网，顺利的打
Oh,
开宝
I
箱。
don't remember a puzzle like
这
that.
种战斗与解谜穿插的设计
That's
希望
interesting.
让大家在战斗之外也能
Okay,
够享
so
受
you
探索
gotta
与发现
go
的乐
around.
趣。而宝箱
That's a
当中
new
也包
one.
含了珍贵的资源，可以用于干员强化。
Okay, so he's talking about how you can use those upgrade materials to upgrade your units, normal stuff.
前面亮晶晶的这个物体叫做迷
So that's
质。
the
迷质
Ethereum.
是游戏当中一种非常重要的资源，对提升角色能力非常关键。不过这
Yeah,
个迷
I've
质
seen
非
this
常
part of the
狡
map.
猾，一眨眼就飞到了悬崖对面。那为了追上它，我们首先需要修复
Ooh,
跳台附近的供电终
Triangle
端
is the interact. Okay.
为供电终端接通电力
Triangle
之
is
后，
Y, I
我们
believe.
就可以使用
Okay.
跳台一跃而过，然后就顺利的捕捉到了这个迷质。
I wonder how they
后来
use
前面还有一个
skills.
迷质，那让我们现在跟随它去看
Skills
看
are
前
my
面会发生
curiosity
什么
here.。Let me see if they show the controls for the skills again
好，
on
现在我
a
们遇到了
gamepad.
一群天使，我们先由杰尔佩塔使用控制技能将敌人聚拢，
Oh,
再
the,
由管理员
it looks
释放
really
范围
fast
由杰尔
actually.
佩塔使用控制技能。好，现在我们遇到了一
So
群
you
天使
hold R1. Right? He did it real quick. Because that's just what the game will
好，
be.
现在我们遇到了一
Right.
群
You hold
Yeah.
R1 and it so if you want to switch a character, you press your arrow keys on the bottom left, that's to switch your character. And then afterwards to use a skill, you gotta hold the R1 in order to click on which skill you want to use. What is normal attack then? Do I assume normal attack is maybe like A? Or like, what's A as a shape? Circle? No, X. So X might be the normal attack. Or maybe square will be the normal attack. And then afterwards, you use the skills. As it is. Ooh, how to use out? Right? Does out use the same button? Ooh, that will be interesting. Need to see how they map that.
天使，我们先由杰尔佩塔使用控制技能将敌人聚拢，再由管理员释放范围 AOE 打出爆发，紧
Ooh, I
接
love
着
the
触
combo
发
attack
连线
for this
技
game.
完成收割。每个干员的技能冷却、释放时机和搭配组合都非常的关键。好，清理敌人后，我们到达了一处安全区，来激活协议终端，可以进行短暂的休整。继续探索，我们发现另外一个宝箱，不过这一次有一队敌人守在
Okay,
周
so
围。
there's some enemies blocking the chest, so they just want to kill the enemies before they take the chest. The attacks looks a
顺利地击败敌人
little
后我们
more
就夺回了这个宝箱。
detailed than I remember. It's a bit flashier. At least Endmin specifically looks a little unfamiliar for me.
好，接下来的遇到的一个是 需要3个钥匙才能够解锁的一个宝箱。
So yeah, you need 3 keys to get
那通过我们的观察，我们
this
需要深入到敌人的据点之
item.
内，来一边寻找这个
So
小
yeah,
钥匙，一
he's
边
running
清理敌
around
人。
the enemy territory. I want to see how you dodge.
在面对大量敌人
Ah, okay, so that's the first out I see. So how do you use out? Like, how do you click on the out properly? Okay, let me frame by frame this a bit. Ugh, it's a bit long. Oh, yep, I didn't quite catch it. Do you click the same button? There's 2 outs available. This is weird. So it seems to imply it's the same button. But what if you want to use the skill instead of the out, right? There must be a different hole. No, because R1 and triangle is already... The R1 and triangle is already skill. So, yeah. Oh, wait, right, it might be hole. I remember that. You're right. I remember in the keyboard function, it was click to use skill, hold for a while to use your out. So they might use the same thing in the gamepad. So like if you click, it'll just be the skill. If you hold onto your shapes, it will be using the out. Okay.
在面对大量敌人时候，我们需要精准的控制战斗节奏和站位。
Menu button for menu. Okay.
好，这一波我们也是顺利的清理掉了这个敌人，让我们继续前进。同样的，在面对
I'm actually liking that I get to see this showcase, because I think one of the things I stated when I played the beta for this was that controller support is probably going to be very interesting for this game. Because especially if your controller has haptic feedback, which is like, you know, it vibrates and whatnot. I actually think that this could be pretty freaking good of a game to play on the gamepad compared to a keyboard. I genuinely think it might feel a little bit more amazing to play this controller base of an action combat compared to ZZ. Like, don't get me wrong, I think ZZ has its own fun towards it. I remember the feeling of playing ZZ, but the difference between maybe how I thought towards ZZ and this is that I think there's more tacticality towards the ZZ part of it. Sorry, towards the Enfield part of it. Whereas ZZ, after a while, it felt a bit meshy for me. So, yeah. Guys, don't speak of like, you know, how other people are mentioning the dodge and whatnot. I'll talk about it once we get there. Let me finish the demo, then I'll go and see what Mr. Tobo said. Okay, because I know that you all saw that he was upset.
数量集中的敌人之后，通过合理的走位去进行规避，绕过他们，也是一种策略的选择。好，那这个就是最后一个小钥匙。现在我们搜集到了3个小钥匙，顺利的解锁了这个宝箱。
Ooh, the tower's new. I don't remember the tower design like that. Looks like a star. I saw some people saying that it looks really weird. And I won't lie, on first sight, yeah, it looks very strange. Because it's abnormally, it's a very weird shape. But then again, I don't think that's a bad thing. Because you'll get used to it the more you play it. It's not uncomfortable. I'll get used to it. Yeah, it actually makes me think more closely to Rhine Lab. You need to know that Rhine Lab is full of weird shapes as well. So like, I think it's fine.
了这个宝箱。现在我们发现了。
I find a little bit of a problem with the demo. But it's because it's the way that they decided to do it, which is, you know, normally gameplay demo, they already film the parts that they want you to see. and like they will cut the video so it's edited basically, right? But the thing is, for this demo, they decided to not do any cuts. They decided, let's do a proper gameplay, so we dive straight in. Here's a person who's playing the game and what they might do in the game. So that's why there's a lot of this downtime where he's not speaking, because he's literally trying to run to the next thing to showcase. I think what I mean by I find a problem with this is that if you're the audience over there, right, you're just there like, what's happening? What's next? You know, it becomes a bit low action. If it's your very first time watching a demo, then you'll just be there like, I don't know if this is interesting, because I'm like, things looks like it's happening very slowly.
一处蓝色淤积点，一旦触发，玩家将会在短时间内面临高强度的大规模战。
But the benefit is that it looks a bit more authentic, which is like, oh, you see a fuller gameplay.
但我们可以通过提前部署
You know that it's
防
not
御塔
edited.
来去帮助我们减轻正面的战斗压力。
So this is the showcase
防御塔也需要我们前置搭建供
of
电
using
桩
the
来进行功能。
turrets.
我们可以从旁边的中继器当中
So
来拉取
okay,
电
instead of
线
using
为供电桩功能
batteries for the towers, they decided they'll go with the electricity method, which I find a little annoying, but I go with the battery method instead. So I don't know if they fix this in the current state of the game, when the game launches. Turrets have a okay significance when you're at low level, which would be for most people when they start the game. Because like I said, most of you wouldn't be having like max level characters when you start the game. You'll slowly be building everyone, you'll try to even out everybody's levels. But as a result, the turrets are kind of scaled with you. But in the later game, the turrets don't scale with your player level, so they are fixed of a certain damage. So the idea of using turrets to help the battle doesn't feel as significant. I don't know if they fix that, and I also don't know if they intend for that. But I think in the case of this demo, we'll see that the turrets are pretty good. Yeah, you can see that, right? It's like the turrets are kind of doing things without us getting involved, which is really cool as a low-level player. And you get the chest.
这一波的战斗也非常的顺利，同样的，我们也是获得了一个宝箱的奖励，
So
也非常的。
I hope that this was not a complaint. I don't think this is a bad thing. One of the things that they changed about the pickup of the materials is that if there are material drops all around, you don't have to kick them one by one anymore. You do it once and everything will be picked up. There is a downside to this, which is what happens if there's an item that you're ignoring and you didn't want to pick up. But most of the time, you want to pick everything up anyways. So like if you have something that you can't pick up, you'll probably sort your inventory out. So I don't think it's a bad thing. Like if you have 10 materials, why would I want to click 10 materials? So this is a good QOL.
顺利，同样的，我们也是获得了一个宝箱的奖励。这边我们又路过了一个据点，其实在地图当中还有类似非常多的
Suddenly it doesn't look familiar.
据
I don't
点，
remember an
这个
underground
就
part
留
of the
给
map.
大家以后自己亲自来探索。
Oh, so he's telling people, everybody as you see the place underneath, you can explore that yourself in the future to find out what lies inside. Don't remember that part of the map. Is it new? Never dodged? Okay. I wonder if he dodged at any point and I didn't notice. I'll try to be more observant.
然后在探索世界的过程当中，我们也会
So
遇
yeah,
到
they
类似
mine for
矿
us,
点的自
which
然
is
资源，
a
玩
very
家可以
cute
通过
feature
交
of
互
the
来进
game.
行资源的
I
收
like
集。
that.
大家可以看到小队的成员也会帮助我
And
们
they'll
对
help you
资
pick
源
up,
进行收
which
集拾
is
取。
very good.
这些资源都将在我们的工业生产系统当中发挥重要的作用。
By the way, I'm so sorry that the quality of the video is so low. It's already the highest. This is a re-uploader. And I'm unfortunately choosing to watch from a re-uploader because the live stream is still ongoing and I can't replay it.
现在大家看到的就是游戏当中的滑索系统。
So the zipline feature of the game that he's showing off.
在开放地图当中，我们可以通过提前布
The
局
map
建造
looks
滑索
largely the
来
same.
实现
This is your
两点之间
first
的快
map that you
速穿
encounter.
梭。对于
Which yeah,
跑路
I
来说
won't
十分
imagine
的
that
方
they'll
便
change all that much. The zipline system is kind of elaborate.
得益于 DualSense 手柄强大的功能，通过手柄的自适应扳机，我们可以实现在滑行的过程当中独特的力度反馈，让探索的过程更具沉浸感。那接下来就让我们再快速浏览一下这片地图的风光吧。
He said something about this. There's a nice PSI feature. What is he saying?
在 PS5 上，得益于 DualSense 手柄强大的功能，通过手柄的自适应扳机，我们可以
Also, wait R to calibrate your target, L2 and R2 to get moving. Are they saying you can just hold L2 and R2 if you want to keep moving? Oh no, or are they saying that's haptic? Are they saying that it's continuous, or are they saying that there's haptic feedback when you're going?
实现在滑行的过程当中独特的力度反馈，让探索的过程更具沉浸感。那接下来就让我们再快速浏览一下这片地图的风光吧。
Feedback. Ooh, feedback's cool. Ooh, I want to know how that feels. I could already imagine it. If they do it well on a good controller, it'll feel nice. What kind of feedback? No, because your controllers are all with vibration, right? And controllers can calibrate the vibration. Like, games can program to the vibrations. So like, you can imagine it'll be a very slow on your hand. That's cool. So he's actually using this to just let people admire the scenery for the meantime. Don't fall off. Congrats on the Ethereum.
在明日方舟周末地当中，工业系统与战斗系
Have I
统
played
相
factory
辅
building
相成。
games?
不仅
Not the
承担
modern
资源
ones,
生
but when
产
I
的
was
功
younger,
能，也
yes.
是推进战斗补给、干员成长的重要支撑。那接下来我们将会以制造优质乔玉胶囊
No
及
fall
游
damage.
戏当
Yeah,
中
there's
的
no fall
血
damage
药
in the
为
game.
目
Why
标，
are you all so shocked by
搭
no
建一
fall
条自动
damage?
化产线，
Why do you want
展
fall
示
damage?
从原料到成品产出的完整流程。血药需要通过灌装机来生产，建造灌装机之后，通过浏览配方，我们可以看到，制造血药需要2种关键的原料。蓝铁瓶跟乔花粉末，
Okay,
我们可以
showing
将这个配方
the
拼在主页，以便于
manufacturing.
我们后续进行跟踪。但这个时候，设备对电力不足的异常状态做出了智
There's
能
no
的提示。
power.
当设备
So
出
he's
现
gonna
异
set
常
up
时
the，power.
智能提来给设备进行供电。蓝铁瓶通过塑形机
I don't think this is gonna be
因此
very
我们
new,
首
by
先
the
需要
way.
搭建几台
He's just showing how to
生产蓝铁瓶的
construct
材料精炼炉。
the materials. I'm gonna skip this part
准
because
备工作。
it
通过配方
doesn't
可以
look
看到精炼炉需要输入
unfamiliar.
蓝铁，调取一些蓝铁矿石。
yeah, we're seeing all this. If you watch my Enfield gameplay, it's probably the same. I mean, this is the fun part of the game. Could you always do that? I've never done it, but could you? Huh. Wait. That's interesting. It's so silly. It's so not optimal. You couldn't do this in the beta? I can't tell. I'm trying to remember if you could make a spiral. Why would you do it? Decorative purposes.
这个
I can't wait to build my base again when I get in.
现在选择蓝铁矿石之后，我们就可以看到它通过传送
Alright, power on.
再来粉碎到得到
Alright, so he's constructed the material.
我们先来搭建一台种植机，通过可持续的
So
乔花
the
原料
purpose is he's
生
trying to
产
build
后采集
healing items, I believe.
后像可以看到，动采集乔花当
I feel like this is a little understated, but like, as much as everyone keeps saying base building is very niche, no one's gonna enjoy base building, lots of people don't play base building. Honestly, I think it's going to be a major reason why a lot of people even want to try it. Because here's the thing, there's no free base building game out there. Right? Some people are so sensitive to buy a Steam game, straight up, like a $20, $30 Steam game, that they would do anything if the game was just free. Right? And the fact that Enfield is gonna do it, again, it doesn't match the caliber of a Steam game version variant, but because it's already pretty freaking good for what it is. Like, I genuinely think, as someone who has played base building games, again, it doesn't have the same depth, but it's already really good for people to get interested and try the game.
当中的种子。然后此时我们需要再搭建另外一台种植机来连接采种机，实现乔花生产的自循环。
Add farms and girls will love it. There is farms in the game already. So this is the seeding factory. Yeah, we've done that.
来种植机来装
Automation.
系统将成为
Okay, I'm gonna skip all this base part.
工业系统为玩家中的版本会于周末地的冒险旅。
感谢
Oh, really? That was all the gameplay demo is. So I have to rewatch the combat then. Yeah, I didn't want to watch this gameplay demo because I really wasn't expecting anything new. But I mean, it was nice to see that they was playing with the controller and not like the keyboard. So that's a bit new. I want to know about the new things they did to dodge and the action.
修整，敌人守在周围。
Let's see if they did it. Doesn't seem like they'll get hit now.
就
Okay,
三
gotta
个
see a
要点
different
时才能
gotta see a different
大家在
earlier
战斗
combat maybe. Because they are earlier and easier enemies as well, so it's gonna be harder to tell what changed.
管理员释放范围 AOE 打出爆发，紧接着触发连携技完成收割。每个干员的技能冷却、释放时机和搭配组合都非常的关键。探索我们发现另外不过这一次有一队敌人守在周围。
The thing is, Chen immediately levitated them, so the enemies won't be able to attack during a levitated state.
一边清理敌人。
Oh. But in this case, he didn't dodge, he dashed out of the attack range.
在面对大量敌人的时候，我们需要精准的控制战斗节奏和站位。
He altered again. And this guy won't have a chance to hit.
3个小，一旦效果点装
But at the same time, this also wouldn't do anything, because like, this is the turrets hitting.
但由于我们前置部署了防御塔，因
No, maybe there's a chance. No, I can't quite see it. Is there a moment that I can see the dodge? Is it just me or they lower Chen skill requirement? It could be the equipment, we do not know. Perfect dodges maintain combo continuity. You can directly switch into heavy strikes. Wait, what is this talking about? What did they change? I saw the moment of a dodge. No.
好，目前可以看到我们触发了淤积点，大家可以看到敌人会
Nope.
快。
Last fight, next fight. There's one more fight? Is that a dodge? Oh, I can't quite tell. Because I don't... dodge usually has a sound, but I don't hear the sound. No, I don't think that's a dodge. I feel like he just walked out. That's a dodge? Oh, is it because she has the glow animation now? Like, if you manage the dodge, you will glow? So she cast the final attack, and I remember Pelika's combo skill. Pelika's combo skill needs a final attack in order to trigger it. Okay. Huh. Is this the only instance in the video that they dodge? It is, right? It's the only instance in the video that they dodge. Okay, wait. I will talk about what I think. I really need a toilet. Can you stay for like a minute? Just a quick minute. I need a toilet. Okay. Alright, so I don't really see anything to talk about though. Being truthful. What's the problem? So what they change, if what I'm seeing is correct, is that the dodge will now create a final attack. Which is interesting because it means that they added a bonus to dodging, right? They've added an incentive to dodge rather than don't dodge at all. Yeah, I wash my hands. I don't see that as a bad thing, right? That means I will have more strategies to consider. Because in the first place, dodge isn't fucking easy in this game. Like, dodge is not the simplest amongst like ZZ. ZZ is very simple. You just see that big bright flash and you do it. But when I play this game and certain enemies, right, I have a hard time dodging some of them at certain times, especially when you have like 5 people. You know, so the fact that the dodge isn't easy and that the battles never really made it a point for you to dodge quite yet. There will probably be instances next time that the battles really emphasize on the dodge. Even for the bosses, I would say for the bosses, yes, there's instances that I really do want the dodge to be in play. But for regular enemies, probably not. So the fact that they now added a final attack incentive means that you will be more incentivized to try dodging properly. You get a bonus for dodging when it's already hard to be done. Yeah, so you get... So final attack is very important within the game. Which is... Final attack is one, it's a higher damage of an attack. Depending on your character, the final attack does different things. Think of it as a better auto attack within this game, for those of you who don't play ENDFIELD. Then, depending on how your characters, like who's in your team, some units benefit from final attacks that are occurring. So sometimes it triggers their combo, other times it could be a buff. It could be a buff where they gain SP because you managed to do a final attack. So it's not a bad thing that came into play. So I don't really see what seems to be the issue here, right? Also, I saw some of you talking about this. And I've already watched Turbo video. I just never made a response. I didn't even stream it to YouTube. I don't agree that the term of dodge means there's no strategy. That's fucking bullshit. What are you talking about? What do you mean dodge means no strategy? It's the fact that Enfield exists that dodge has more strategy than other dodge games. Y'all don't seem to realize that dodge is nothing in this game. Like, dodge isn't just there for fun. Dodge is actually there in order for you to trigger more attacks within the game. I think it's absolutely bullshit when people go around telling us this like, oh, dodge means I'm hoyofying a game. I don't agree in the sense, no, sorry. I agree in the sense that maybe the other games have it, but it's like just because a game has a purple hair character and then another game has a purple hair character, oh, they're copying each other, oh, they're not being original, like what the fuck? I will agree with you if dodge actually don't have much significance in this game, but now they're adding more significance and I don't see that as a bad thing. Did they improve the teammates' AI? It looks like they did, but it's such a short demo that I can't answer you. Okay, let me go and see what the hell he reacted. Oops, you're gonna hear a Windows noise. My headphone is running out of battery.
New dodge from China Joy livestream. Hello there. It's 8:36 in the morning here in the UK. I've been up all night. We just watched the PlayStation ENDFIELD presentation at China Joy. Not only did we receive the devastating blow of no news at all, ENDFIELD is not in fact tomorrow, but the only real new information that we got was regarding the dodge. So, making this quick little video to get up.
You shouldn't. Number one, the number one reason why I never stayed up and I decided not to stream at all was you shouldn't have set the expectation that this stream was going to be anything big. It's not even hosted on their official channel. This is hosted by the freaking convention. So like, yeah, there won't be a lot of new things.
Just to make my thoughts on it clear. Basically, they've done everything that I didn't want them to do. Notice
Fuck off. Everything? Fuck off.
here that there are 3 bars of stamina, but they don't make up half of a circle.
Because they're low level! Yeah, they gain more stamina when you're a higher player level. Do you forget the game?
They've added 2 more stamina bars, up from 6 to 8. Not only that,
So his okay, wait. His complaint is it went from 6 to 8. As a stamina bar. I don't know why that's a problem. In fact, I think I can see some really good things about it.
up from 6 to 8. Not only
No, I can see why he thinks it's 8, because it's on the 3/4 mark. So it would be 8 if it's a full circle.
they've added 2 more stamina bars, up from 6 to 8. Not only that, but perfect dodges now grant you a little bit of SP, no longer use stamina, have a much flashier animation, and don't interrupt the basic attack sequence, or just fast forward straight to the last basic attack in the sequence, giving you the final strike much sooner. And additionally, you see there, animations are still cancelable. They've done absolutely everything that I didn't.
By the way, I should move my camera.
Additionally,
Oh, like skill animations are still cancelable. Why is that a bad thing? Like, I can understand why it doesn't sound good, but I probably want skills to be cancelable. Cause like, if I need to escape, why not?
See there, animations are still cancelable. They've done absolutely everything that I didn't want them to do.
I can see why some people want it, because it's like control, but then when you have a skill, like now imagine your Gilberta has one of the longest skill within the game. So the skill is the levitate skill, right? And I think it lasts for like 2 or 3 seconds. The problem is, what if you're under attack while the skill is ongoing? Right? And then there comes the thing where you might want to actually escape for the point in time. Right? Instead of just holding it over there. So I don't really see why cancelling is exactly a bad thing.
But there are still some questions that haven't been answered. We don't know if this is specific to Enmin's class, like it could be specific to guards or specialists or whatever. We didn't see, like Enmin is the only character that was showcased. We don't know if this new dodge is specific only to the red circles on the ground. We don't know if it's specific to, if they've made it, so the perfect dodge is harder to trigger or just as hard to trigger. We don't know if they'll design enemies that, design an abundance of enemies that make it harder to dodge. We just don't know. There's lots of questions that remain to be answered, and a lot of the effectiveness of dodging in the future will rely on how they design enemies. And they've been quite good at enemy design in Arknights, but it remains to be seen whether they'll carry that over to Enfield.
Yeah, wait the fuck still then.
But really, the purpose of making this is to say that, yeah, what I wanted for the game is not going to happen. They have made the dodge much easier. They have effectively removed, well, I say effectively, they have removed all downsides from dodging.
Okay, I don't quite agree with the idea of they have removed all downsides from dodging, because, to be fair, it's still an assumption. We don't see it in the gameplay. In the original gameplay, dodging does take SP. So if you fail your dodge, you will still take away your skill points. So I don't see it as a very bad thing. Right? You get rewarded with slight SP for dodging, but you're still going to be penalized if you fail your dodge. So I don't get why that... Does dodge take SP? Did it not? Dodging has no downsides, therefore you are now incentivized to dodge. Dodge takes stamina. Oh, it takes stamina, not SP. My bad. It will take SP if you use it during skill casting. If you can dodge everything, then the purpose of Defender and Medic becomes a question. There's no Medic in the game. That's number one. There's no true Medic in the game. But there is defense in the game. What does it mean for dodge to have a downside anyways? I really don't know what seems to be the issue. Like, if you hate it that much, then I don't know why you still like here. Yeah, you can't spam dodge like a moron. You'll be punished for dodging, but you can't spam because it takes up your stamina. Dodge all downside was that it would break your combo. Actually, yes, I remember. No. Now that you say that, yes, correct. If you're trying to do a final attack, so you ping, 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 ping. So final attacks triggers when you have 5 attacks, right? So if you dodge in your 3rd or 4th attack, it cancels your final attack farming. So, correct that it might trigger. Wait, you know what? We need to rewatch. the... Let me keep this here for a while.
New dodge from China Joy.
Let me just quickly rewatch that sequence that has the attack.
地工业的干
非常多的
No, it was here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So final attack. No, has she actually cast her final attack? Final attack is on 5, I believe. But I don't quite see it. You see 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, her final attack's on 4. That's the reason why you see a... Oh, that's a good feedback. I don't know if it was there when the beta was there. But if it is, then that's a nice subtle detail. There's a diamond. So that must be a successful final attack, I believe. 1, 2. I don't know if we hit again. But there's a... It's a bit hard to say that dodge means final attack, by the way. Because, right, Enmin has already clocked up a certain number of hits. So I don't know if they did a new thing where your dodge may also count as a hit. Oh, but Pelika didn't trigger earlier though. That's weird. Right? If this was a final attack, why did Pelika not trigger? Right? It could also mean Pelika's trigger changed, yes. But that's very weird. Because I remember Enmin was either 4 attacks or 5 attacks to trigger the final attack. But it seems that Enmin hasn't triggered it yet. But you get what I mean, right? There's a chance that the change they made was not dodge gives instant final attack. And instead, the change is dodge is now considered an attack. Do you understand what I mean? Enmin has a new normal attack chain. You see dodge giving the final attack earlier too in the turret fight. Okay, let me go there. In the turret fight.
好，目前可以看到我们触发了淤积点，大家可以看到敌人会快速的刷新，但由于我们前置部署了防御塔，因此减轻了相当的正面战斗压力。
Right.
相当的
Hold
正
on,
面战斗压力。
counting hits. I actually never thought of this. This just told me something very new. Enmin did 2 blanks attack. I never really think of it this way. He did 2 blanks. Right, so let me count the number of hits here. Right. So you see the enemy spawning. Hit 1, hit 2, hit 3. Right, so it hit someone. But the condition to final attack is 5 hits. 2. Boom. I didn't know that you can hit blanks to trigger your final attack. But yeah, why does Enmin's attack look different from the next fight? Right? The sequence in the first fight feels like what I saw in the beta. But why does this sequence look different? Is it because Perlica's combo is not ready? You thought you were just completing the attack sequence. It's interrupted by Chen, but you see, I count by the number of hits again. Okay. One, two, three, 4, 5. 5. There's something different, right? You're counting as 4? Final attack is not the hit count. It's the last attack of the combo. It's the last attack of your normal attacks, which it needs 5 to clock it. New admin attack chain. The 6th hit is the final attack. But you see, this is what I meant when I said, I don't know if it's too quick to judge. It's the new normal chain. It's normal, no longer 5. So is it 6 now? Or is it like there's 2 different variants of a chain that they added into the game? It really does look different from the previous one. You thought it was complete attack sequence and not 5. No, but when you complete the attack sequence, it's usually like 5 attacks. It's a fixed number. First fight show you the full attack chain. So what I'm asking now is, why is it that this attack chain appears different from the previous one and then does not trigger the final attack? You see, it wasn't fixed in the beta. Characters had different amounts and lengths of normal attacks. I understand that. So this is what I mean by, do you need to complete the combo or do you need a certain number of hits? Because no, I remember triggering final attack without like spamming the normal attack as well. You can literally have a lag time. So my question at hand here is the matter about this dodge, right? Giving the SP and the final attack. Final attack gives SP, by the way. It's not that dodge gives SP, it's that final attack gives SP. So what I mean to say is, did this just happen to be the final attack? Like, did they add a new thing where a dodge is now also possibly a counter attack in the game? And because a dodge is a counter attack, you know, does it then now result in the final attack triggering? You see? That's why I think like his problem of the dodge giving SP or like having no disadvantage kind of thing, I found it a little bit strange. Watch the bar when they dodge against 1/10 of a bar. Yeah. They cancel it from 5 hit basic attack to skill. He does the final attack after he dodge. Yeah, but it could be clocking the number of attacks. You get what I mean? It's like, is the dodge just so happen to be the final hit needed to trigger a final attack? You know, are they allowing dodge to chain into attacks basically for the future of the game? Because if it does, then it's interesting. The attack chain gets reset because he does a little walk around first. I get what you mean. That's why I'm saying, is there a buffer? I will never believe you can run around for a few seconds and continue a chain. Looks more like the dodge skip to a last chain. There also comes with the problem of we're only looking at admin though. Right? Because it could also be the case where Enmin is the one with a singular, like, oh, Enmin has a counter attack on dodge, and then apparently the others don't. You see, there's too much speculation about, oh shit, I really don't like that dodge now does all these things. But there's a problem of it could be character specific. Yeah, I know he brought it up. He stated it in his video.
Live stream. The perfect dodge is harder to trigger. And they've been quite good at enemy design in Arknights, but it remains to be seen whether they'll carry that over to Enfield. But really, the purpose of making this is...
Are we so deep into this? Because someone decided to be deep into this.
To say that, yeah, what I wanted for the game is not going to happen. They have made the dodge much easier. They have made it... They have effectively removed, well, I say effectively, they have removed all downsides from dodging. There is no consequence or punishment or any trade-off whatsoever for dodging. You can just dodge to your heart's content, and that is how Enfield looks now. The other major question, of course, is that this build looks mighty similar to the January beta, and we don't know if this build is an early build, and we don't know if it's changed in the month since, but like, this is all just, it's just copium. Really, at this point, I have to say, yeah, that's it.
My only reply is, chill, bro.
I give in. That's how Enfield looks now. That's what Enfield wants to do. That's what Hypergriff wants to do. That's what they want for the game. I made my feelings known. I did what I could. I still think this is the wrong decision, but I'm not Hypergriff. I'm not making the game, they are. The most important thing, though, that I want to say with this little video is that this doesn't diminish my passion for the game. I'm still just...
Turbo isn't doing this out of malice. I've had conversations with him before. We've even had a call on stream before. So I understand him. Turbo reacts like this because he loves the game. And he wants certain things that the game is. And I'm also someone who really loves the game. But you can see that my response to Enfield is very different from his, both as lovers of the game. That is, if you truly know AK, you shouldn't feel so freaked out about the game state. Because you know AK is a fucking good game. You know AK is strategic. You know AK will deliver on game modes. You know gameplay, like they will deliver on character design, they'll deliver on story. But it's all in the beta. Like, we cannot judge the beta. We can give comments, but we can't give it like as if it's the right answer. Right? Like, if the game... Here's the thing. I'm not the believer of, oh, let's give all the sort of bad things and comments and whatnot. Because here's the thing. There are plenty of fucking people out there in the world. There's plenty of AK players. There are so much more AK players in China than we do over here. So one of his biggest worries is that a lot of people are giving comments like, oh, why don't you take features that you see in a Hoyoverse game, in a Wuwa game? Because it seems like they're the standard. And I agree. I also don't want the game to turn into like a Hoyoverse type of thing. But the thing is, I don't know what the fuck is giving you the impression that it is. I genuinely don't. Like, if you truly play Enfield, you will know that the game is vastly different from how those games are. Like, I don't know what about it will make him think like, oh, this looks like something that was made by MiHoYo, when it's not.
Just as passionate about Enfield as I was before. Yeah, I'm disappointed that they've done this with the dodge, that they've taken this direction, but like...
Dodge feels like Hoyo. Dodge feels like fucking Dodge. Have you played a game with Dodge before? Oh, how do you reinvent the wheel?
It should have been obvious from the videos that I made that I have enormous passion for this game, and that hasn't gone away. I said I would be there no matter what when the game comes out, and that remains true. I will still be making content for this game. I am still going to log the fuck in, harder than I've ever logged in before when this game comes out. You will see much more content.
I agree there's many ways to dodge. There's a lot of aesthetics to dodge. But like, here's the thing. Also, another thing about dodge. A lot of you are comparing the dodge of this game to like how maybe ZZ does it. You guys haven't played X Extras. If anything, the game that is closest to the dodge design would be X Estris, which is made by Hoyoverse. Hoyoverse. Fuck me. Hypergriff.
On Enfield. I'm not going anywhere. But this is just to say, yeah. What I wanted for the game, at least for the combat side of it, is not happening. But there's nothing more I can do. I have to accept the game for what it is.
Why is he like this?
The motivation behind making those videos was because I wanted Hypergriff to make the game they want to make. And I kind of have to just accept that this is the game they want to make. I can admit when I'm wrong. This also this doesn't mean Enfield's gonna EOS or anything.
I can admit I'm wrong is such a weird line to say in a YouTube video. I don't give a fuck if you're wrong or not, just wait for the game, man.
It's gonna make shitloads of money, regardless. It was going to make shitloads of money, regardless of whether or not it removed the dodge. It that doesn't. My concern was never about Enfield failing or anything like that. It's gonna make loads of money. My concern was whether or not it was.
Bro, he sounds so fucking sour. He cannot deny that. He sounds so fucking sour.
A game that I wanted it to be. It was a game that I would be able to cherish. It could still be. I don't know what they've been cooking, and I still look forward to finding out. But the sun will rise tomorrow, and I'll still be looking forward to Enfield. And I'll still be there on day one. I'll still be there when the servers open, and I hope you all will be too. Basically, yes, I'm disappointed. It is what it is. We go next. We continue.
I cannot believe he feels so much sadness out of a fucking 15-minute gameplay. Bro, this game don't mean your life, that's number one. Please, don't make it like that. And like, however passionate you are about the game, I think I've said this specifically to him as well. Even if the game looks like it's pandering or catering to a wider audience, take it fucking chill, alright? You know Hypergriff will figure it out. If it really does so happen that they don't fucking figure it out, fuck them. Seriously. Cause like this game means everything to Hypergriff. I've said this to you guys before. I haven't made a video about this, but like, you need to understand, Enfield cannot fail. Enfield literally means everything for AK and Hypergriff. If Enfield fucks up, alright, you need to know that it doesn't just hurt the game of Enfield itself, it also hurts AK as well. And like, you know that the Chinese players are going to flare up. So yeah, Tobo's in the chat. I know that you're going to be watching this, Tobo, but seriously, you're so sour, man. You need to chill, please. I've said this to you in the previous call. No perfectionist script or higher effort, just my thoughts. No crash out. The fuck? You're down to call again if you want. What do you even want to talk about? Because I don't have a direction. I genuinely think, right, you soured your audience to think of Enfield in a certain way. And I'm quite pissed. Your chat thinks that I'm doing this to farm views. No. Let me get this straight, okay? I think I've said this in a previous stream as well. I know that you have genuine opinions towards it. None of us is saying that you're making these videos just to farm views. It's good that the videos have like a lot of views and whatnot. But the thing is, at a certain point, you leave the control to Hypergriff to do it. Right? Like, we've already given the criticism. But you acting up all this sour in a crowd of tons of people who has never played the game, I think it's just unfair. Genuinely unfair. You're just doing a disfavor to the game that you love. I mean, I was already fine that you did 2 videos, you know, but the fact that a third came pisses me the fuck off. You insist on call? Can you tell me what you're gonna talk about? Chat, do you want me to call him? Everyone's saying no. Where the hell are you? Evan, where are you in my chat? Can you message me? I'll find your account back. I am so pissed, man. Here's the okay. I don't think I said this enough. Alright. I've never made a response video towards this, and I know what those intentions are. But I've already said the 2 videos he's made has done a lot of unintended consequences. That is the reason why I am not a fan of his video. That is, you can give your takes, you can give your opinions, but it's because of his presentation and how people listen into him that I feel like a lot of the ways that he's presented for the game has really done a disservice to what the game is about. And like, as a result, it's now becoming a situation where whatever Tobo feels towards the game, everyone thinks that they should feel the same way. And I don't think that's fair. You know, like, if it does so happen that the game turns out to be utter crap, you can now sing your joy and whatnot. But honestly speaking, if the game doesn't turn out the way that you put forth, you just look like you're in a worse state. Yo,
Hello.
yo.
Hi. So, right, I wanted to call because you said that so some things I can accept. You know, you're saying that like I'm sour or whatever. Like I don't know why that word specifically, but yeah, like sure, that's fine. I'm not bothered that much. But like you said, I'm doing a disservice to the game. That I take issue with that. Why do you say that?
One, you can give your criticism towards the game, but at a certain point, I've said this to you in your second video. Even right after, I've said this about your first video, I've said this about your second video. You do not present a full picture of the game. You presented what you feel is important to suit what you want to speak of the game. And as a result, you just make people feel that, oh, this is just all the game there is. And I don't think that's fair.
Sure. Okay. So I'm doing this. I'm not trying to be. I just want to make sure I'm like understanding you properly, so that I can, because I don't want to misrepresent your opinion and then argue against that or whatever. But it's because I don't talk about everything that's in the game in my videos.
Sorry, what was
Essentially.
this?
Is it because I don't
I
talk
think you
about everything?
present a view that is confined to send your messaging.
And if my if my videos had included more, do you think
Your
that my
video doesn't
messaging
come
would...
across as a person who has played Arknights.
What? How?
The thing is, I think we've had this conversation before. All right. We've had this conversation where you might have the opinion that the way I see towards Hyperglyph is like as if I'm having blind faith towards the game, right? That I'm telling you, oh, just sit back, let's trust, let's just not do anything and all and whatnot. But the thing is, you've already seen like the things that Hyperglyph has done within 6 years, 6 whole years of game development. There's some things that you probably dislike, character releases, certain event mechanics and whatnot, you know. But if you read interviews after interviews of their own design philosophy of what they do, how they do things, then you'll come to understand that certain things that we do we may have the power to do so. Other times, we just have to sit back. Have you read the IS interview recently?
Yeah, I have.
And don't you find that the IS interview, how that might even pan out to the way that they perceive towards their development of Enfield?
You know, I learned a little while ago that Enfield's development team very largely consists of people for whom this is their first major title. Of new people. New developers.
Repeat that statement.
I learned recently that Enfield's development team largely consists of relatively new developers.
Not wrong,
largely
because they did
consists
a
of
mass hiring.
Yeah, it's and you know that's going to mean that the development team is but basically that, you know, if you look at all the feedback from the beta in January and February, and you see that, you know, even in that little that little blip of footage from the Shine and Joy, and you can see that they've implemented basically all of it.
Mm-hmm.
The reason, like, I find myself disappointed is because what else was there feedback for? It was blueprints. And, you know, so much of the feedback was asking Enfield to compromise on its vision, and I'm disappointed in the Challenge Joy presentation because that sort of says to me that
you are going with the
willing
assumption you know what
to
their
do that.
vision even is.
Well, sure, but like
Who are we to judge?
I can make opinionated videos, can I not? I can make videos, you know,
Yeah,
about, you know, just talking about the way I want the game to be, the way I hope the game to be, and expressing disappointment that the game doesn't end up. It doesn't appear to be ending up like that. I don't
Yes.
think there's anything wrong in doing that, and I don't
No,
think it's
I'm
doing
not-
a disservice to the game to
you
sort
need to
of express my
understand
own
this.
opinions for what
You need to understand
I want the
this.
game to be.
Like, I'm okay that you make your own videos. Chaotic has mentioned this to me as well. Like, what's wrong with people want to say, oh, they don't like certain things in the game? And I agree. But yet at the same time, you need to understand it's okay for me to think that I don't like what you're saying, right? You can't stop that. You know,
Sure, yeah.
I'm not on the basis to say, oh, whatsoever that you're doing, oh, like speaks badly of you towards whatnot. You know, we're just gonna look at the contents of the video. I just simply do not enjoy it. Because the thing is, I think the biggest effect that I feel that you have basically done across 3 videos is we're speaking about all this sort of negativity. Like, once is fine, you know, twice is like whatever. And now that you're on this third, like, oh, I think the game's going to shit and whatnot. It's so like, what are you trying to do? What is your main objective?
I didn't say that though. Hang on, no, that's a misrepresentation of what I said. I didn't say the game's going to shit. I said I'm disappointed in the direction. I'm disappointed in this decision. I said my passion for the game remains the same. I said I'm still looking forward to Enfield. I said I'll still be there no matter what. I said I'm still going to make all the content I was intending to make before. I didn't say the game's going to shit. That's a misrepresentation of what I said. That's a misrepresentation of my entire of all my videos.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you can't tell me that that's not what people feel towards your videos. Like, I wouldn't be the only one. Some people will be thinking, damn, like, what's going on with, like, how much that you're against towards the things that occurs in the video. And it's the point that then it's just like, what even is the glimmer anymore of the game, right?
Well,
like, you at this point, if you ask someone who doesn't know you as an AK streamer, you ask someone who doesn't even play AK, you ask like anybody else who's for you and whatnot, they'll just think this guy must have a vendetta against the game.
Against Enfield.
Yeah. Like,
No,
it's coming to the
sorry.
point that you are almost looking like an antagonist of the game.
I'm sorry, that's absolute bullshit, Cookie. No, I'm not accepting that whatsoever. My passion for the game should be extremely obvious in all 3 videos. To interpret any of those videos as me being the antagonist of Enfield, to wanting the game to not succeed, is absolute horseshit.
But okay, here's the thing. There's a difference between how you feel that you wanted to present and how a person who sees it will take. I'm now just telling you the perspective of a person who can get into your video and think this way about it. You can say it's wrong for them to feel this way, but I'm telling you it can do it. You get what I'm trying to say?
No, sorry. Can you elaborate?
Like you can say, oh, I'm here to make the game better and whatnot. You know, I want to see good things of the game and here and there. But like with the state of how your videos have been presented, unfortunately, you will have some people thinking that, you know, this guy must be hoping that this game goes down. You know. No, guys, I ain't the protagonist. I made no fucking videos about this. I don't think that highly of myself.
So, if it is, you know, feel free to just stop me and say that this is wrong. The way I'm interpreting this is that you're telling me that criticism will be interpreted as wanting the game to fail.
No, but your third video has not become criticism anymore. Your third video has basically become defeat.
My third video is a video I made in less than an hour to express my feelings about the China Joy presentation because I wanted to get it out as soon as possible.
But do you not think that your assumptions are too quick?
No, because I made clear that I'm not making certain assumptions. Like I said explicitly that there are multiple questions that haven't been answered yet.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but then it's like, then you're getting disappointed when it's not a full version of things that you can test out.
Sure, but I can still express this. There's only so many times I can say, no, let them cook. Like, I will continue to let them cook, but I can still express my disappointment at the state of it so far.
Like, what? Like, I'm so confused, like, as if this 15-minute video can tell you the whole state of the game.
No, of course it can't, but like it's just...
Yeah, that's why. Like, you're using a small piece to make yourself feel bad for, like, the entirety of the next week.
What?
What? What do you mean, what?
I'm using it like, I mean, what? So because the amount of footage that I'm basing this on is small.
Yeah. Huh? It's not even small, I would say. It's just, there's nothing. There's literally nothing that goes on within the video.
Well, no, because that's not the case. Because yeah, it's a very short gameplay demonstration, but even that little 3 or 4 second blip, you know, it made clear that they are very closely listening to feedback from people who don't want to just let Enfield be Enfield.
Again, you're playing the assumption of you know what Enfield even is.
No, it's not. No. Even if you want to disagree with, even if someone wants to disagree with me on what Enfield wants to be.
Yeah, but by the way, guys, I agree.
It's not.
This
It's
combo
undeniable.
doesn't go anywhere because the thing is.
No. Hang on. Let me finish here. Don't cut me off. Let me finish here, please. Even if someone wants to disagree with me on what Enfield wants to be, it is simply undeniable that the majority of the feedback from the beta asking for certain things about the dodge and asking for certain things about all this was like they didn't want Enfield to be to be Enfield. They wanted it to be their game. They wanted it to be like some other game, regardless of what Enfield wants to be. They wanted to make it like some other game. They wanted to make it something else.
Okay, then let me discuss
regardless
this
of my own person. Sure.
So, do you feel like these people? Let's keep this as simple question by question, okay? Do you feel like these people who saying, oh, they want dodge to be this way? Do you see them as wrong?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't catch all of that.
Do you see these people who want dodge in their own specific way, right? Maybe because they want it to be like a certain game, they want this feature of that dodge. Do you find them as wrong? Do you find them as opposing? Like, what is your perspective towards these sort of people?
It depends on some of like there's it depends on the person. It depends on like how they're going about it. Sometimes it is well intentioned, but I just think it's misguided. And sometimes it is like no, they just want it to be like Wuthering Waves or whatever. Like
okay,
it's not all the same. It's not all one monolithic
No, yeah, I can understand different opinions. So to understand this part, you feel that it's wrong because it takes away the the theme of the game or the vision and whatsoever. It takes away what might make Enfield to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's again assuming we know what exactly is the end vision of what Enfield's dodge slash combat is going to be like. Now, would you then say you yourself, you will have your own personal perspective of what you want dodge to be, right?
Yes.
So does it come to this point of they have to follow what your dodge is in order for them to be
No.
doing it right?
No, they don't. They don't have to listen to me specifically.
Okay.
I said explicitly in the video that I want. Right, this was part of what I said this explicitly. Like there's two parts of the sentence. Firstly, that the motivation for making videos is that I want Hypergriff to make the game they want to make,
Yeah.
and then followed by, I have to now accept that this is the game they want to make.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My frustration is that the game they want to make is being the game they want to make, that they want to listen to the feedback from those players is what this has China Joy thing has made clear. That's what I'm disappointed in.
But it's a bit like, who are we to say that that is wrong per se? That's the part that I don't know. Like, you're disappointed because if it happens in the main game itself, you're assuming you wouldn't take any enjoyment out of it, or that it doesn't feel unique. Like, what would be the issue if this current supposed presented combat is the main game?
It's because of the precedent it's because of the precedent it sets, right? If they are willing to listen to people who didn't like the dodge, they're just like, more iframes, more SP, more, don't interrupt the basic attacks, yada, 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 all that stuff. If they're willing to listen to those players on that, then they're going to be willing to listen to those players on everything else as well. And that means blueprints. And that means allowing you to skip all the factory.
But you
and
see, you're now rolling a big snowball over here to assume that it's a domino.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope thing. I know, I get it. But
yeah, but
it
might not.
It's a legitimate
It might really
fear.
just one. Sure. But you now let's come to this point. Do you not feel like you're instilling this fear onto other people to join you on that fear?
Yeah, maybe, but can I
No,
not
so
do that?
do you now understand that I don't like that, and that's why I'm upset? It's not you can't do that. If you're gonna do it, sure, but just know I don't fucking like it.
Okay, fine. Like you do, like I know that you don't like it, but it's
I don't like it as also not because I don't think what you're saying or your fear isn't like warranted. I think there's some basis to feel that fear, but yet at the same time, I just find it a bit strange in a sense that I think there's a lot of other signals that will let you not feel that fear. You see, so it's okay that this is what you want to do. But what I'm now trying to voice to you is you want to do this, sure, but the effect that you have done, from what I feel, is you're basically like bringing in a crowd of people who now set this expectation that this game is supposedly going to be less of what they expected, of a disappointment when the game appears, and like I don't think this is what I mean by I feel like you're doing it disfavor to the game. Do you now understand my line of explanation?
because because me voicing my opinions has caused other people to also have the same fears, and there's a now larger proportion of Enfield anticipators who are concerned. That is that it.
I think it's not just anticipators. I think it's also the people who may have animosity towards AK. I think it's done a lot of things, honestly. With the reach that the video has done. Still applaud you that you managed to get the messaging out, but it's quite clear the people who are looking forward to Enfield, some will just ignore your video and think that it's overblown. There will be people who's never played Enfield, agree with you, and they'll be like, oh, you know what? Whatever you say, if you think the game is not there, you've played the game before. You are the professional here. I'll listen to you, type of thing. There is also the crew of people who probably don't even like AK, who probably don't even like Hypergriff, and like they're just gonna be sitting there like, whoa, this guy's shitting on them. Screw it. Let's ride the wave. Like I think one of the dangers when you do these sort of videos, this is why I mean by you do it once, you do it twice, I'm all for it. You do it a third, you do it a fourth, I'm a little bit on this side of like, do you even want the game to succeed?
Yes. Come
You know?
on, Cookie.
No, but you need to understand, the more you do it, the more it just becomes like everybody is just going to ride with it. And I don't like
I'm
I
sorry.
don't like
I'm not,
that sort
I'm not
of
going
effect.
to. I can't like.
Mm.
Like the notion of
Again, though,
to me this feels like.
Mhm.
To me, this feels like you're kind. It kind of boils down to don't criticize the game too much.
No, if you continue to do it, I'll just be continuing. I will just stay as a person who's upset. I'm not going to stop you from making videos at the end of this. Like, there's nothing wrong with me not liking the video. You can't change my thought. I don't like the effect that you're putting in the
of
video.
course not. I'm
But
not.
if you continue doing this like 1, 2, 3 more videos, I'll just continue to stay mad unless I think the points have good reasoning and I'll cite you for it. But yeah, like there's just a fundamental difference in the two of how we feel towards it.
Sure, it's okay. I just as an aside, I just will say I am a little bit on edge at the moment, just because I can't for the life of me understand why, but the reception to this video in particular, as the first two, they were high effort, they were well crafted. I don't think anyone can dispute that. A lot of effort, a lot of passion went into those, and they were quite well received. This one I made very quickly and uploaded very quickly. It's been, how long has it been?
I don't think there's a
Let me just check.
difference if this was.
No, hang on. No, wait, I'm not finished. It's been about 3 hours. I have had more DMs and pings on Discord and like messages and reading things in chat and reading things on Reddit, reading things on Twitter, just absolutely insane vitriol towards me in the space of 3 hours than in the past 4 months combined.
What the fuck
It's
is that
bizarre.
Word? What the fuck is
What?
that word?
Sorry?
What is vitriol?
Vitriol? Like hatred, negativity towards me.
But, okay, but then my question is, then why are you asking me about it? I'm explaining to you why you might.
No. I'm expressing it. I'm just saying this as an aside. That's what I said. I'm just on edge at the moment because there's been all of that in the space of 3 hours towards me, and I come into I see you're streaming Arc Knight Enfield.
No,
like,
but
oh no,
if
he's looking at the
now
thing.
that you voice it to me like this, am I not trying to now explain to you why you might be facing that?
Yeah, no, you are helping me understand it a little bit. It's like, but there is a difference between a disagreeing with a difference in approach and someone DMing me 20 different Wishadel gifts, sort of like in middle fingers to with like. Take the L, devs listened, the Dodge Chad's one, shit like that. Like, I'm getting DMs like that. Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Am I supposed to sympathize? What are you telling me this for?
I want you to just sympathize with how, the fact that I'm on edge at the moment.
Yeah,
that's
but
all.
you need
I'm not,
bro, you're
CC,
you're a content creator. When you make the videos like this, there's an intent, and I know your intent. We've spoken countless of times. I know why you make these videos. But I've explained to you in the first video, the second video, the third video, your intent and the impact it brings can be very different. And I'm trying to explain to you the impact that I feel when I watch those. Again,
okay.
by the way, I don't buy into all these like hostility that you're facing as well. All right, like I don't think it's fair. I don't like that kind of situation when people message in and send DMs or emails as well. I think that's fucking weird because it's just me voicing my opinion. Why get upset about that? So I don't agree. You know, and I feel for you for facing that. But you also need to understand, you can't just be sitting here like, oh, why are people doing this to me? Like, the only person who can post a video or say things is you. It can't be any of us. You do something, people react. That's just what it is.
Yeah, okay, sure. It's like I you know, combining this with like I have some people, you know, I have people on one side telling me that I want the game to fail because I want it to be too, like, you know, too niche or whatever. I have people on another side telling me that I'm, you know, I want the game to fail because I want to get, you know, I want to scare Arknights players away from it. I have people on another side telling me that I'm like an elitist gatekeeper, sociopath, whatever. I have people on all
Wait,
like
wait,
people.
wait, wait. No joke, no joke. Between you and I, or I mean, you can even not say it. What is your personal elitism rating that you will give yourself?
Describe what 1 and 10 are.
One is I hmm, I guess one is you're apathetic. You would do nothing. You know, you would say nothing to anyone. You wouldn't even actually no, but one that does imply that you might be a hopeful person. Let's just put it as no, you just don't even react. And 10 is whatever you do to, you know, tell people of the good features, but that's kind of shielding. Chat, what would you put 1 and 10 as? I can't figure it. Because I would have left it to you to figure out what 110 is. I mean, even if you don't put a rating, how would you describe it then, rather than rate it? Personally, I don't think elitism is a bad thing, by the way. Please don't get me wrong. I think elitism is completely fine.
Well, I don't think I'm an elitist at all. I don't like. I've got this reputation somehow because of, like, people interpreted the Wizardell arc thing as me saying play my way or don't play at all. And you know, that's people who don't play Arknights. It's like I'm not. I've got this reputation as someone who hates casuals. I don't hate casuals at all. I'm just not someone who thinks that like casual is synonymous with brainless.
But it then comes back to the problem of we will then have to see how the video that you made presents it, right? You see?
I don't think my videos present casual as brain. I don't think my videos are guilty of that. I really don't.
Yeah, but I think that a lot of the times I feel the same way when I make videos sometimes as well. I even get scared into making videos at times, especially in the past. That is like, yeah, you think a certain way of the game, but then because of the way you say things or the things you put in the video, you lead people to think a different way. Very different from what you actually are. You know? And like, it's just what it is. You can't just go saying, oh, why, when it's like the only person who can possibly make that image happen is yourself.
I mean, yeah, sure, that's fair. Like, I'll concede that, but it's just really, it's not a position I've been in before, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a really, you can imagine how strange it is to be told by many different sides that I want the game to fail when my passion for the game is very obvious in all 3 videos.
Passion does not equate to hopefulness or like success or like, yeah. Because I think it's not all the time that people equate criticism with passion. Some people do. Some people will be like, oh shit, this guy criticized so hard. He must really love what it is. Which is basically me and like the fucking Yo Star Crash Out video that I did. You know, like, I'm so fucking pissed throughout the entire video that I really needed to call them out. You know, and I express it very clearly. But of course, there's going to be some people who think that maybe I hate the game, but my video probably don't come across that way because people know I've been in AKCC for like 6 years, and like I'm always making good videos about them. So for them to suddenly see that off the charts, it's like, wait, this guy's actually crashing out on the game that he likes. You know, that's probably when passion and criticism looks alike. But then in the case of like yourself, where here's the thing, I think there's a lot of people who still unfamiliar with you. People will get to know you very soon, as long as you post more AK and ENDFIELD. But as that goes on, the fact that your biggest video that people got to know you from is from ENDFIELD, it's very much like this is the first impression. And I know you've kind of like been pissed at me with the way I react to your videos sometimes, but I feel like I've never changed the point I'm putting across in all 3 videos. That is, you're putting an image that could be very damning on whether is it yourself or the community or the game state, because of the way that you presented it. I think there are ways to criticize without that happening.
Can you repeat that last line again? Sorry, you cut
I
off
think
me.
there are ways to criticize without whatever that you are facing right now from happening.
Okay, sure, yeah. I like.
And
I'm
we've
whining.
had this...
I'm whining about like you know, people being mean. Sure, yeah, like fair enough. But
yeah, but we've had this
I'll go
conversation
back
the
to what
previous
we were
time.
talking. Yeah,
And I remember this from the previous call, where you kept emphasizing to me that you're not very bothered with how people see towards you and whatnot, simply because like you know what you intended, you know what you're going for, you know what's the message you want to do or the purpose of the video. But like at that point, I just have to let you be because that's what you say. But I'm on this perspective of like, I don't think people think that hard or that deeply into what your messaging is anymore. People just interpret whatever that they want, and then they're just gonna go with it. You know. So when you do up the second video, and by the time now you add on this third video, you have amplified that sort of negative opinion that people are putting across. You're bolstering them basically.
wait, bolstering.
You're basically reaffirming whatever image that they have placed on you on the first video, into the second video, into the third video.
Okay.
You know? But this is just me explaining. Okay, here's the thing. Up to you if you want to keep continuing. You know, I will still keep up with whatsoever that you're posting about ENDFIELD and whatnot. But I think I'm playing in this perspective of showing to you a certain crew of people that probably feel the same way about me. That is, sometimes I feel like the things that you're saying may be too over the top for the state of the video, as in like, or the state of the game, especially for the fact that the game is not out yet. You know, I think there's a certain amount that we shall talk about with regards to the things we see in the beta test and whatever future releases that they put.
Hold on, can I pause you here? Can I just? I need to say something here to someone in your chat who said Cookie versus Tobo. I need to call that out. No, this is not a versus. I am not trying to like. Please don't paint this as Cookie versus me or me versus. That's not what this is. I am having a conversation.
Guys,
with
if
Cookie.
Kobo was living in my country, I'd invite him out for a drink right now.
It's the same if you were in my country. I like Cookie. I like talking to Cookie. I like having these discussions. Can we just like get that out there? Please don't paint this as a versus thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
No, I think I've mentioned my point. Like really, I think yeah. The only thing I'm more so curious about now is like what more sort of videos or streams that you want to put forth. You know, it's okay if you want to keep going with it, and if it does invite my reaction, then just anticipate for it, I guess.
Yeah, like it's. I think the reason I called is just because like I mentioned that I was on edge and opening your stream and seeing the chat saying things like being very cynical about my motivations for making the video. It sort of like tipped me over the edge a little bit and I got triggered basically.
And bro, whatever I say sounds
now that
really freaking harsh, but I just need you to understand. I know you're not.
Yeah.
I've spoken to you enough. I've seen your streams, bro. I've seen you from the first day that you stream, like the first few freaking days that you stream to where you are now. Okay, I know your character and I know that you really love AK, but
Yeah,
time and
yeah.
time again, I kept saying I'm not against you as the person. I keep trying to re-emphasize this. I feel like there's certain problems that your videos can give forth to the game, and this is why I feel like there's more disservice than help. Criticism is a form of help, but like I said, there are ways to criticize that may cause more damage.
Okay, sure. I hadn't intended to make this my next video, by the way. Just to put that out there. I had I am like working on like a new player guide for Arknights at the moment.
You're going to make
I was
a new
hoping to
player
make that my next video. Yeah, I was
Sure.
hoping to make that my next video, but this just happened to come out. But like, I know there's not a lot I can, that's just the way it is, and that's how that's how it is, and there's not much I can do to, I'm not. It's pointless to complain about it, but that's just I just wanted to make that intention clear. But yeah, the point about it's it kind of like interpreted as three negative videos in a row. I don't.
I might not
I
have
don't
felt
think
that way if I saw a single video, because they come in a chain. They will probably just ripple on each other.
maybe, yeah, but like like I don't think the second video is a particularly negative video. It's a lot of that video is hopeful for ENDFIELD.
But you know the impact is created, haven't you?
Yeah, I'd say like
But when I say impact, I don't just mean like the discussions and whatnot. But I do get genuinely pissed that within my own server, I get lots of people time to time wanting to bring up the conversation of dodge and how dodge is not strategic, bad, remove, and whatnot. Keep on
yeah, okay,
happening.
no, actually, no, this is something I can point out. Actually, that's kind of like in this
I know.
in this video saying the one I uploaded today. I'm I'm also getting a bit fed up with dodge conversations, and that's why I'm kind of like saying, okay, yeah, I'm like accepting the game for what it is. I'm not gonna like drag this out any longer. Like, yeah, okay, I'm like this is the path this is the decision they've made. I concede, and like I'm just gonna have to accept this. Like, I'm disappointed, but I'll accept this for what it is because that's what I've been asking other people to do. Right? That's what I'm doing. And is that like, does that not come across?
Does what not come across? Sorry.
Like, does the fact that I'm sort of basically, and I'm also trying to put the dodge thing to rest, but like,
Sure.
does that not come across in the video?
The video did have a second impact though, which was the crash out. I get
No,
continuously
I mean the one I uploaded today. I mean,
Oh. Ask your question again. What about today's one? I thought you were
like
referring to the second one.
I'm also trying to put the dodge conversation to rest and just to put it aside for.
I don't think that's gonna happen. If that was an intention, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, I explicitly said this is how ENDFIELD is now, and that I just have to accept it. Is that not?
Yeah,
No?
but then you see, there will come a thing where people who didn't watch your second video or come into the video, then they'll just be wondering like, wait, this guy's pissed about dodge. What's he talking about? What's up? What's going on? And then we're gonna get. When I was watching a whole video just now, I'm not even at the part of dodge yet. Everyone in the chat on my YouTube chat was screaming dodge the entire time. I was just like, guys, we're not even there yet, and everyone wants to talk about it.
And like I know it. I know now it's tiring, but I do stand by sort of making a fuss about the dodge in the first place.
Okay,
because like
someone,
you know
someone said
it's
this
got
as
people
a
you know in the
Mm.
run up to Enfield, it's got people talking about gameplay and actually like considering gameplay mechanics on their own merit instead of talking about like gacha rates and shit.
yeah. Someone put up a point within the Twitch chat that the video, if you were trying to bury a hatchet and say, you know what, I'm just waiting out for the game, the problem is that the vibe of the game has a very it's over feel. Which is the reason why, as you watch my reaction, I kept saying you look really sour, right? And it's fine that you feel sour. It's fine that that is your genuine feeling. But
Been up
with
for 24 hours.
I know,
I'm just tired.
not 24, right? It's only been today, a few hours. But like now, it's hit the sort of point where people has came across your first video and your second video, and they've already seen your criticism, and that the fact that your third video was about how your criticism is not answered, you will reignite everyone's discussion.
Like temporarily, yeah.
I mean, if you say it that way, then we just wait till how long it goes, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose. Like I've for what it's worth, unless they make some drastic decision to remove the dodge actually or whatever, then I'm not going to be making any more videos about dodging.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, you can still be making videos about anything else and whatever goes really. But um, yeah, I don't know. How do you feel now that the video is out? You know that it's been out for a few hours. It's not a full 24 hours. Maybe a few different later. But I guess your initial feeling now, feeling good, feeling not good.
Oh, listen, okay. So I said earlier that I've been awake for 24 hours, not that I've uploaded it.
Right.
I think I might have misheard that, but how do I feel now? Like I wanted to upload the video and get my feelings known, but now I'm kind of like it's kind of reinforced to me that you know this is one of the first. I think this is the least amount of time I've spent making a video.
That's fine.
You know, I
Bro,
put this
least
together very
time
quickly.
time
It's
does not equate quality.
no,
It
no, no. I
can,
know that,
but
but
yeah.
like this is kind of reinforced to me that actually no, it is worth spending a bit more time making sure, like going over it and making sure that I'm articulating
No,
things
I've
the way I
said this
want
to
to.
you. I've said this to you, however, which is even if you took more time trying to express your instant reaction, just the fact that these were your main points that you have presented in today's video, my point still stands in however I'll probably end up feeling, even if you took 3 days a week to do the video. That I find it strange of it's sorry, nothing. By the way, if that guy is in this chat, I have nothing against you. It's like you suddenly made a video out of any news that you can pick up, but it's not even. I don't even think it's breadcrumbs level of news. But I think it's just
Well, it's not
whatsoever.
news.
But I thought the only significant thing that they really show and maybe is worth discussing was the fact that the controller is now playable. That was it.
No, I like it was it's a significant change to the dodge. It's you know I have the
You're
reputation as the
sweating,
dodge
bro.
guy.
You're sweating.
What do you mean I'm sweating?
Okay, let me give you my thoughts on like why I think there's too much dramatization, and this is also to answer people who say that Dodge doesn't have a strategy. I find it strange that a lot of you emphasize
Oh,
that
okay,
Dodge
no.
don't
So
have a
just
strategy.
quick, just before you start this,
Yeah.
I'll let you speak.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be yeah, dodge can be strategic. I think I've said this before. Like,
Yep,
yeah, I think I said
you
it
did.
in the last call we had. Dodge can be strategic. I
Yep.
just to make it clear to anyone who thinks that you know dodge means action or dodge means it can't be strategic.
Yep.
Dodge can be strategic. It's just,
Yep.
yeah, carry on.
You gotta ask people if they felt that way when you did your second video. Because that's the whole messaging that has been sent across and why a lot of people keep coming into my chat or in my Discord server telling everyone else Dodge is bad and whatnot. Like, I think that's
I don't take responsibility for that, to be honest. On the second video, I think I spent a lot of time articulating that. I made it very clear that it's not about, you know, the dodge isn't. The issue is that like, or rather, the issue was that dodge was like a contradictory to a lot of the gameplay systems in the beta. It wasn't that like dodge means not strategy.
Yeah.
I made that very clear. There's only so much I can do to make that clear.
Yeah. But I think the point that I got to make is that one of the things that I see, and I'm getting more of a sort of reinforcement the more I play AK and the more I think about what Enfield is going for, is that there is honestly a lot of things that you get to do. Action combat wise. It is an action combat game, undoubtedly. So you are going to find uncanny differences between this and Hoyoverse games. But if you think about the number of actions that you have to do within the game, right? I think I did a counting of this. There is normal attack, final attack, there is dodge. So those are the 3 basic attacks that all units can do. Then you have skills. So you have 4 characters. So that's +4. You have 4 outs. So that's another +4. And then you also have another 4 combos. So you have 12 plus 15. So that's 15 total. If you count dash as an action, then dash will also count. There's also jump in the game. So that's 17 actions. You have 17 different things that you have to do within the game while you're playing this action combat, which is already kind of significantly more than a lot of the other games that is going on. But one of the damn crazy things about this game is how they do a lot of sequencing. That is, one action leads to another action, leads to another action, and that's the whole point of the combo things. Dodge could also lead to an action, as we see, right? And if you have this multiple variety of actions, one of the things that I see that they're trying to do is that is already getting closer to a strategy that you might see in AK. One of the difficulties that this game has is they can't run 12 people. It doesn't make sense, right? You can't be controlling 12 people AI and fight. 4 people is already a lot that you already have to control. It already maxes out the number of buttons that you have to click on a controller, right? But with the number of actions that each individual is able to do, it's already starting to look very similar to how you might see that in the case of 12 operators in AK. That 12 operators in AK, they have a normal attack and they have a skill. 2 things. 2 times 24, right? They also can block, yes. There's a lot of more depth. Now, if we come take our picture into AK, there's a lot more depth in it, right? You care about things like your deployment order. You care about things like your who's blocking what, your block count, your DP cost. There's a lot more intricate things that goes on. Then if we then bring back to Enfield, right? One of the things that we don't quite see enough in Enfield is because, again, we're in the early part of the game, we don't see this like, oh, the small details matter type of thing. Like, who is the main target? Who is the tanker that is able to taunt everybody, right? We don't have a taunt in the game yet. Or like, who is the one that is going to continuously apply status ailments because of a certain skill? How many sequences that you're going to see? So I find that when you start narrowing in on the dodge so much, you're just concerned about, oh, the dodge looks flashy, the dodge is just adding to the action, but you don't seem to understand that dodge is a step of the entire strategy.
No, I do understand that. It's not just about looking flashy.
Right, but that's the thing. I don't think that's something that you've quite put across within your video. That more so your video comes across as this game might really, really lack tacticality or strategy. But if you see the way that, unfortunately, like we've said before, there's not enough enemies that's within the game for us to really see what goes on. But we can definitely sense that sort of flavor that's going to happen. They will care about the integrity. They will care about the number of things that you get to do. And that's kind of why I find that you could have maybe sort of presented sort of different imagery, and instead of just harboring in on this whole dodge issue.
Yeah, maybe, but I chose to go about it via the dodge issue, and that's not something I can really take back.
But I do think that the dodge thing, when you say to remove it, it's weird to say that it goes further, or it goes closer to what Enfield should be and whatnot. Because like I said, now they're trying to make, what we can perceive of it is dodge is supposed to be a cog in the system. It's supposed to be a wheel that turns the entire action to work, rather than it's there for nothing. So I do know that in your latest video, you pointed out how dodge now turns into a final attack, and like there is no downside to a dodge, right? And I can see how, yes, there might be a problem because does this incentivize spamming? Does this then make it seem like, oh, everybody will just be dodge knights, you know, they'll just keep dodging everything that as they want. But it's one, a bit too quick to judge that dodge has no downsides because dodge still uses stamina. We don't know if, you know, if you dodge too many times too often, what happens to stamina exactly, right? And even if it does reward on the SP and stuff like that, I don't think it's all too bad that the SP matter makes it such that the people can spam skills a little bit more. It was a complaint. You highlighted that in, I believe, your first video, that a lot of people said the SP requirement is very small, and you say how it's important for people to manage. But as the game then goes on later on, we might end up seeing that even though in the early part of the game, it might look like we can just abuse it, you can be pretty much certain that there probably will be things that would disallow us to be so button mashy, you know, that kind of thing, right? As soon as they implement a character that ruins your stamina, that ruins your SP, right? As soon as they implement someone that does not allow you to dash, which they've already kind of did, but it's only on a single normal enemy. We don't see that on a boss yet, right? There's a lot of these mini things that are could be's, you know. It's, instead of saying,
Okay, but equally they could not be.
correct, but because it's a could be, one of the things that I didn't quite like about the way that you presented the video is, then why don't you ask for these could be's? Right? Instead of combating the systems that they already are trying to implement, like there's no more slowdown combat. Now they're going into this quick time event. Now they're implementing this dodge, this more action-based kind of things, right? Sure, we can be on one side to say, let's remove it, let's change something about it, you know, go into the whole side. But why not let's then discuss the other possibility that can happen, which is, okay, if you are going to do this, then can you make these significant, right? That is, will you give me enemies? Will you give me environments that will make me feel like, oh, this isn't just there for fun. This is there because I have to think about it.
Right, but you know, yes, but the like again, one of the main points of the videos of the first video was, especially the first video, really, was to, you know, get people talking and to sort of make noise and bait discourse. And if I'd presented like, if I had, you know, toned the sort of toned it down a little bit and said, I want there to be, you know, enemies that do this, that, and the other. I want there to be this. Then, you know, either people sort of nod along and they go, yeah, okay, or they just kind of hone in on that one thing and start nitpicking that apart, and they don't really focus. Like, you know, I was deliberately black and white, like / vague with it, because that gets people that gets people talking, and that, you know, that they succeeded in doing that. And I think that's why I said, you know, I don't regret going about it via the dodge issue, because that got people talking about gameplay. It baited discourse out of people in talking about Enfield in terms of gameplay instead of just talking about it in terms of gacha. And I don't regret that at all.
I don't know if I said this to you in the call. So if I did, then sorry, I'm repeating. I don't think I did, which is, that was your intention. You want to create a discussion, right? My point that I'm trying to say is, because you've opened the floor to everybody, you don't control the direction. You've allowed the flow of the conversation to be whatever it is. So this is what I mean by it can turn for the worse. That is
okay. Yeah. You know, that's a fair criticism. Yeah, I'll accept that.
Like, the thing is, because you leave it so open, now everyone in this perspective, that you may not actually think that the dodge is that bad of an issue and whatnot. But unfortunately, the way that I'm seeing, like the way people talk about it after watching your video or just talking amongst themselves, it's almost now being painted as it is a rampant issue. And I really hate that, because you didn't guide them as to how they should feel. This is what I mean by, when I ended your video, I was so pissed, because Everyone's talking about how your video is a crash out. Fun crash out, funny, makes it seem like you're more listenable. But the thing that I think about when I finish the video is, what the fuck is the solution? You can say I don't want to present a solution, I just want to open the floor. But because you didn't present a solution, you've allowed the sheep to run amok. People can think whatever they want anymore.
I think to an extent that's fine though.
If
Because,
you
you
want
know,
to, sure.
Like to an extent, like obviously it's not when it's unrestricted, it's a problem. But like when it's, I think to an extent, having just opening that floor and not presenting is kind of, it's kind of the goal. It's what, yeah. Lots of people kind of take it too far, and lots of people present some dumb solutions. So all this, that, and the other. But the the important thing is it gets people, even if they come up with brain dead solutions or whatever, it gets people thinking about it. It gets people thinking about the game.
But
in terms
people
of
can
gameplay.
think really, really wrongly.
Yeah, but
Cookie,
I'm
it's
okay
not
with
our
that.
place to present the solution. We're not game developers. So here's the point that I want to make. When you complain about something and you don't present a solution, then what for? I think this is something that even not to quote like a big YouTuber or anything, but I think recently in this video and in a few videos he points it out. Most critical says this countless of times. You don't just complain to complain, right? Because it's like, if you think you're better than the dev, why not do something? Why not say something? What do you actually want? And then at least people who watch a video understand what your intentions are. I'm not like
I get
this-
it. I get it. That's it's a valid thing to say. I still think the way I went about it was fine. I can see, I think like you said earlier, if the 3 videos hadn't been the 3 in a row,
Mhm.
I don't think this would be as much of a problem.
You mean like if there were
But
videos
it's
in the
like-
middle?
Yeah, if there were like other
Nah,
videos,
it would still
like
be a
spaced
problem.
between- No, okay, fair.
No, it's not like that. It's not like that, man. Because people are watching in the sequence of what the videos are about. Like, mate, when I make a video about Hoyoverse all of a sudden, no, my AK viewers won't go tuning in unless they're genuinely interested. People are now probably just sitting in waiting for your next Enfield video.
Well, yeah, maybe, but I've
You
low key forgotten what the conversation was about.
I think I'll tell you one of my biggest disappointment. I'm really, really sad that your videos has created this like Enfield is definitely a Genshin and HSR clone. You see in your latest videos comments, you start to see more of it in your older videos as well. Not even just that, like even in online discussions. And this is what I mean by I feel like you've done a disfavor. A lot of people have this sort of opinion because they watch your video. And I'm really pissed about it because like I don't see why you would say that. If you actually played the game, you will know it's not.
I think
That's not on him. A lot of people have the opinion prior that it's a Genshin and Wuwa clone. Let me just tell you this. No one exactly said that. Not when the beta test was on.
no, people did.
Not as many.
No, yeah, not as many, but they did. That was absolutely not
People who
uncommon
watch the
opinion.
gameplay. So people who watch the gameplay or people who tried the game might feel that way towards it. But then what your video has basically done is you open the eyes to everyone. Right? People also, especially people who don't play the game. And this is what
So
I
can I
mean
just
by
say, there's someone in your chat who says only people that didn't play said that. That's not true. People in the beta test feedback in the Discord, the feedback channel in the Discord server, there were people in that feedback server who were commenting that like it feels like this, that, and the other. There were people who it was like not an uncommon opinion. Yes, it's more commonplace now, but sorry, carry on.
Yeah, which is in a sense like even if it was the case before, I definitely don't like the extent that it's going into. Like the bigger this amplifies, you see, this is where I'm again back to the very first point when you first came in the call and what I'm angry about. The image that is starting to just paint all over Enfield is not an image that I wish to see.
Okay, sure. Is flipping heck, okay. I don't really know what to say. Like I think like last time, it just comes down to just difference in approach. I think like I get where you're like I totally understand the criticism. I just
It's funny that we say different approach. I have not made a single video yet, so I don't even know. I don't even know what my approach is, to be honest.
okay, the difference in theoretical
For
approach.
sure, for sure. But it'll be interesting if everyone in my chat has been asking me. So when's your own Enfield opinion video? But like, don't know if I'll do it.
So like, it's a very fair criticism. It's just I really maybe it's just like a me thing where an abundance of criticism I don't really see as a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
That might just be a me thing. Like when there's an abundance of
Mod mentality,
people,
right? You
wait, sorry,
definitely
say
know
again?
that term. You definitely know the term mod mentality, right?
Yes, yeah.
We can put a different analogy here, right? You definitely don't like the fact that in your own video right now, whatever that you have done, you have a lot of people. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it's countable enough that it's annoying. People who send you hate DMs and whatnot, right? If let's just amplify this by 10 times, by 100 times, that's freaking sucks, no? If that's what you're receiving. But now you put this in the same way when you say abundance of criticism. That's kind of the imagery.
No,
that
no,
it
no.
is.
I wasn't finished. So an abundance of criticism is different from an abundance of just hatred for the sake of hatred. Like there's constructive criticism where you're pointing out a flaw in something and pointing out why it's a flaw, pointing out why you think it's different, and there's
Do you think people have been constructive
just
to
hatred.
begin with? No, right? Because especially from your second video.
What, being constructive?
Yeah, do you think people have been constructive in criticizing Enfield?
Yeah.
Explain that in reference to your second video.
There's been a lot of people who have just kind of said, "Oh, it's more Genshin, we was blah blah blah," but like most of the comments on my videos are essentially saying that it's not just it's more Genshin Wuwa. It's like they want Genshin to remain. Not sorry, Genshin.
You're confining yourself to only. You're confining yourself to your comments. I don't get why. I'm talking about the content of your video.
Because you're talking about like how the video is interpreted, were we not?
No, but I'm also asking.
And the comments are a good indication of that. Are they?
Okay, I explain to you what I'm trying to say here. In your second video, you remember you presented about how a lot of people want features that they see in other games, to be a part of Enfield as well. That is correct, right?
Yeah.
Do you consider those constructive?
Sorry, we go back to the start.
Do you consider those constructive?
No, before that, sorry.
Those people who want, okay, the comments that you personally highlighted, especially during your crash out in the second video.
Yeah, okay. And
are those constructive to you?
do I think those were constructive? Okay, right. The crash outs, no.
Okay,
the crash outs are for entertainment purposes. In the second video, the crash out was purely for entertainment. The first video, the crash out served a purpose.
Oh, you've short-circuited my brain. Okay, whatsoever it is, you know, those are the kind of criticism that you've seen from people before your video is made or after your first video is made. You know, you've seen the way that people talk about those games. And like you said, you want your second video to invite more criticism or more people to talk about the game. But there also comes this trouble where you are just confining yourself to the space of what you see in your video comments or the Bilibili comments, but you're not really seeing like how the discussion is taken beyond just that sphere. You know, it's almost like saying, "Oh, this is not grass is greener on the other side thing. Oh, my grass is green. You know, therefore all other grass are green." You get what I'm trying to say? That I find that when you invite so much voices without guidance, there's no way that you're telling me that all the criticism or all the comments are going to be constructive or good for us. Why do you feel like we're convincing him to admit what he did was wrong? I don't even think what he did was wrong or anything. Here's the thing. If that's what he wants, I'm okay. I'm just explaining to him what's the effect that it's doing.
So there's a lot of like a lot of the people the dismissals of stuff I've been saying.
Uh-huh. What do you mean by that?
It tends to be kind of prefaced with the game's not even out yet.
Uh-huh.
I don't really think that's a problem, the fact that the game's not out yet.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm really fucking tired and I'm trying to like
I need to
muster
put you
the
to
brain power.
bed, oh man.
No, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, okay, a lot of it gets dismissed.
It's a very different
A lot
topic.
of it gets
I'm a bit confused why you're bringing that up.
Yeah, like it gets dismissed with brain is not braining, sorry. It gets dismissed with it's the game's not even out yet. The point is that the point of me saying that is that like people say that, you know, they say, "Oh, the game's not out yet," as if it's some kind of silver bullet. But really it's because they just don't wants to hear criticism. Like, you know, the same. A lot of the same people will say things like, "I don't." They'll say things like, "Oh, I think all the coverage of the game before it's released should be positive. There shouldn't be this negative stuff." It's like, I think a lot of this interpretation of this criticism as you know, being antagonistic and wanting it to feel stuff like all the stuff like that, is because
Maybe
we
you
don't
finish
really
and
see
I'll
this.
say my point.
Yeah, it's because we don't really see this for other gacha games in their beta states. Like, where are the videos like this? Where are the discussions like this for NTE? Where were they for ZZZ? Or
To be fair, like I said, yeah, this is a matter of this is our sphere. So like we don't see it, but it might exist.
Maybe.
You see. Let's not jump to we're the only space that's discussing like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Carry on. What were you gonna say?
Fuck me. What was I going to say? Oh yes, let me change your perspective a little bit. This is a nice way to close about this whole criticism. Oh, is it good? Is it bad to put this? Okay. This is a difference in approach. You don't have to follow what I do. But when you make a video that is harsh, you really want to put a point across, I also think there's a difference between criticizing and suggesting. You want me to explain that?
Difference between criticizing and suggesting.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I think there's a difference between telling people this is a problem, this is not good, this is really bad. When you keep telling someone, like, I think this also comes across as our own interpersonal relationships, where it's like you want to tell a friend, hey, you're pretty shit at this, you're very untidy and whatnot. That's like criticism. That's really, really going hard on them. If anyone listens to it as well, they'll just think, oh, this person, it's like a reinforcement. Everyone's just gonna think that it's, wow, this guy is really, really bad and whatnot. But when it comes to suggesting, you can think that there's something bad that goes on in the game, but at the very least, you're also advising as to what can be changed. I think a lot of the videos that you've made, I don't really quite hear what can be changed. It's always about, oh, let's just let everyone speak, And as a result, when you don't suggest, it's like, I keep hearing you want the game to be a certain way. But let me just also put this across. In truth, I don't even know what it is. I don't think any of us know what you want the game to actually be is. So like
I want it's like that's a good thing actually, because I don't want people to think that I want Enfield to be something that my specific
correct,
my specific desires. I want it to be what the creators of it wanted it to be. But like the fact that it's changed so much.
If you say that that's what you
the
want, I kept asking this to you and you kept coming back at me as, but we don't know. But that's the whole point. It's always about we don't know. If you want it to be what the creator to be, who are we to assume what the vision is? I kept telling you that. We can't keep judging that they're going away for the decision when this is what their creators want it to be.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what this third video I said. I kind of accepted that this is what they want the game to be.
But if you really want,
like
you see, if you want it to be what the creators to be, then it nullifies your first and second video, don't you think? That doesn't quite sound quite aligned. That's what you're what?
Like the first and second video were me kind of fighting in my corner, and fighting in my side of the ring, and then the third video is kind of me conceding that I'm in the minority, and I'm like they're making changes that concede. What's the word? Fuck. It's me conceding, basically.
Oh my god, what is that word? Simplify the words, please.
What, conceding?
Okay, conceding, I know. I don't know what you said. You said pre-conceding. I'm like, what the hell is pre-conceding?
No, I was just mumbling that. Don't worry about it. I forgot what I was talking about. Fucking hell.
Yeah. No.
Okay,
but you see, I find that the more I speak also, you see, this is where I don't quite understand the intentions of the video, the more that you have produced, simply because like this shouldn't confuse you as well. In fact, you should know for yourself what exactly you're going for. But like, if you really do want not the game to be what you want it to be, you want it to be what the creator wants it to be. And that's also what I want, by the way. I want this game to be whatever the hell Hyperglyph thinks is correct. Like, I'm all for it. If they think, let me give you the worst case scenario, okay? Which is not what I want. But if they freaking Genshinify this game, Hoyofy this game, Honkai this game, and it really looks very one-for-one, just like how NTE looks like freaking Genshin clone. I'm sorry, I'm being harsh, but that's why I think of NTE. Whatever it is.
I kind of agree, but yeah.
NTE is literally Genshin number 2, and it doesn't even look good. Whatever it is, harsh. The thing is, if that's what Enfield is going to do, and I don't like it, then fuck me. That's the just shit at that, But the thing is, I'm already gone with the belief that I want the creator to give me what their vision is. I can't assume what their vision is. We're not them. We just don't know. And if that's what you are saying as well, that you want it to be what they want it to be, then I don't see the reason why you would have, gone about to say, oh, I don't like the dodge, there should have been this. You can do it to criticize or suggest to them that you want all these kind of things, but then it starts leaning away from
influence it in a certain direction, right?
Yeah, but it starts leaning away from what the creator wants already, right? It's more so what you want.
Yeah, I suppose.
And if it's more so what you want, I don't think that's an issue. That's the reason
But,
why
like-
I'm saying, what do you want?
I want. I want. Okay, right. Let me. Let me revise. Let me revise this. I want Hypergriff to make the game they want to make, but I don't want Hypergriff to make the game. But if sorry, no, I want Hypergriff to make the game they want to make. But if the game Hypergriff wants to make is just implementing all the feedback that Woowa and ZZZ players ask for,
Yeah.
then I don't want them to make that. I don't want them to
Yeah,
do that.
I'm the same. I said this to you before as well. If they do that, fuck me. I'm out. I won't play this game.
Something I think is important to point out here. Did you? I don't suppose you noticed in that the China Joy gameplay that the new dodge animation, the perfect dodge animation rather,
Yep.
looks strangely similar to the Woowa dodge animation.
Any war players? I haven't played war in a while. I do not know. I almost thought you were gonna say ZZ, but no, I don't think it's ZZ. Like I don't know about Ua. It does, but it could also be just that singular character though. You don't know what everybody's dodge animation will be like. But then again, Ua probably has unique
It's
dodge
true, but-
animations as well.
Yeah, it's.
But you're going by the aesthetic though. You're not going by the purpose of the dodge.
Yeah, I know. But like, I just felt it was worth pointing out.
I really do think we, to me, it doesn't have to be you. I just hope that we're less critical about the looks of the game. Because for me personally, at least in my own beta experience, it's the feeling of the game or like the gameplay itself. Those aren't things that can be described by just the eyes. It's the thing that goes through in your mind when you're doing the combat. I don't think people understand enough that that is what Enfield is so unique about.
Yeah, as I can't lie, I've low-key forgotten where all this whole conversation started.
No, it's fine. It just started. Just understand it as it started from your third video, and then after we discuss, I tried to make sense for you what's going on, and you are sleep deprived, and
I am, yes.
honestly though, it's not a bad convo. I think
Oh,
people
right, yeah, of
understand
course.
your
No,
view and my view.
Yeah, no, I called because I called because I was triggered. But
Yeah,
I just wanted to like make sure that we were on the same page because and like this is something I feel is important to say as well. Just like before the whenever the call ends, before that, like I value you as a content creator, both for Arknight and for Enfield. And so, like, it is important to me that we are on the same page and that we understand each other's point of view and that we don't, like, have this weird dynamic of, where you're like, oh,
Let's not be the problem.
This makes me mad. This way,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
Tobo's video. Like,
Let's not have the two of us to be the problem when we enter into Enfield. Within us all content creators, we kept saying, we need a very nice environment and not create problems when the Enfield comes up. But I don't think of all of these as a bad thing. Whatever videos that you make, I respond to your video out of passion for the game. You make your video out of passion for the game. We're just alike in that manner. We all want goodness out of this game. And I think that's more than enough to understand that we're not out here to kill each other. But like, I find that the pre-game release direction, now that we're also closer towards the release, should be less on all this sort of like negativity already. The game's coming out. The more we do it, what are we actually doing for the game? Right? Like, if we want the game to succeed, why make a video that feels like as if 5,000 people are going to look in and say, oh, this game must have maybe not been very good. I guess I'll not play the game anymore. Right? It's almost like we're now in the timeline of the opposite needs to happen. And otherwise, if you want to keep doing it, sure, go ahead. I would just not like it. That's all.
sure. I don't. If it's of any comfort, like, my intention is not to become like something that I've seen a lot of people, an accusation that I've seen a lot of people throw my way is that I'm going to be like the Saint Hontas of Enfield, and that makes me that
That's
really triggers me.
crazy.
That's not something I want to be at all. Good
That's
lord, no.
crazy.
It's like it's not even accurate. Like in any way, shape, or form, in any good faith interpretation of the video whatsoever. But
I've never thought of Sintontas as a bad guy, by the way. He overblows things sometimes, but like you can tell he say things out of passion as well. There's some okay, you're not him, understand that. But you both are very passionate people.
fuck, I forgot what I was talking about already. What was I talking about?
All you pointed out was how you people gave you that comment of you might
I was
be.
going somewhere with that. I've forgotten.
Where would you like to go? When you want to go to China?
Oh right, no, yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So yeah, no, because yeah, I got the comments of people accusing me of being like that I was going to be the Saint of Enfield. That's it happens to be that the 3 videos I've made about Enfield so far have like had this tone to them. This is not a tone that I intend to like carry through all of my Enfield videos. If that's of any comfort, and that's never been my intention. That's just kind of how it's played out.
You can say it here, but it's not meant to be said here. This is meant to be said on your own space when you can.
Yeah, I know, but like, just if it's of any comfort to you, you know.
No, let me tell you this. Even if you didn't tell me this, I know you would. Cause you can't. Okay, like I said, unless the game turns to utter shit, then I think you behaving that way is all warranted. But I don't think this game will turn to utter shit. It could maybe be bad, but even then, I don't think it'll be like anything disastrous level. I'm pretty certain they'll do well. And because of that, I can't imagine that you react in any way that you are doing at the moment. So it'll be fine. I never thought of that for you. That like, oh, this is you're gonna stay like this for long. And no, I think you'll present some good stuff, whether it's on your stream or your videos. But whether your audience or people here think that way, that's for you to paint that image.
Yeah, well, I say this because earlier you were like, okay, well, one video, when the 2 videos fine, 3 videos is kind of getting annoying, and you hope it's not like 4, 5, 6, and it's kind of the time to not do that anymore. Like, I just wanted to make that clear that I don't intend to bring this the same tone into into all or even the majority of my Enfield videos. That's just how it's happened to play out.
Yeah. So there's that. No worries about it. Probably whatever I say still stands. I hope you stop receiving your hate comments, whatsoever that
Yeah,
it
I
may
got
be.
2 more actually in the span of this call.
Is it that bad? You wanna show me? I won't put it on the screen.
Okay, let me. I got a ping from the Enfield official server. Let me screenshot it. Let me.
Wait, from the server. So
I-
someone spoke in the server.
yeah, like let me screenshot. Like, hold on.
Crazy.
Yeah, so
I won't show the chat unless you tell me to.
well, no, these are public messages, so you can show.
Yeah, what Rex said. What did Rex say? Yeah. We're gonna wrap it up. So that's crazy. We're calling while I'm
Yeah.
streaming to. By the way, we're calling while I'm streaming to YouTube. So this call has gotten more eyes than the last one that we did.
Oh
Don't know
wait,
if that's a good or bad thing.
yeah, shit, you're right.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. But yes, you're watching me from Twitch and there's YouTube as well. Say hi, YouTube. Hold on. I'm trying to get the image up. Can someone send love letters to him or something?
Gage.
He's received too much hate, guys. He needs the alternative. People really thought that
It's
Topo
like
was
it's
leading some kind of popular movement that would change the game, the anti-dodge revolution. Oh, that's a weird hate. Dodge won, action chats won, Hoivers won, Vista won. If you want Topo wants, strategy nuts lost. What a weird hate. There's a listen. I'm happy as a clan. Oh, this guy's name is out in public though, because none of this is blurted. Oops, I'm so sorry, guys. Please do not message this guy. Do not send it back to him, please.
this is the Enfield official server.
Guys,
like all of the space of
People,
like 20
people are
minutes.
free to say whatever they want. I'm so sorry that this guy is not censored. No, I'm happy as
It's
a clan.
absolutely
We'll
crazy.
see thing hoping. Dodge chats fucking won. Okay, I'm not that much of a fan of Dodge. I can't believe people are that crazy over a Dodge, like as if they would cream over it with the way that this guy is speaking. But yeah. Goodness me. Must be a kid.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's
sound
it.
like it's from a kid. Sounds older.
It's someone behaving like a kid for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's yeah, that's what I've been dealing. That's the sort of stuff I've been dealing with for the past few hours.
You should just ignore it, man.
Yeah, I kind of have to, but it's you know it's not. I haven't had this much in such a short space of time before, and I'm like, damn, is this what it's like to be a gacha CC? Fucking hell.
It's a different type of gacha CC though, because you're criticizing,
Yeah.
you're putting up
Yeah.
things that will incite people. I've done it before, okay? You guys would know. I made a Ura video that I really didn't like Ura's release. A lot of people were angry with me. And I reflected a lot over it about how I made that video. And like, I think that was when I learned the lesson of intent and impact was very different. Because I think when I was making the video, I kept putting forth, I feel like the game has a lot of potential to do really well and be a great big game. But I don't think whatever that potential is should undermine the way that the game was launched. Like, I think the way that the game was launched was absolutely abysmal. And a lot of people hated me for it. They're like, oh guys, it's cool games. It's so bad. Like, why would you judge it for them? You know, but I feel like maybe I should have changed the way that I spoke within that video. Simply because I don't think people understand enough. A good game, or a game that can be good, is always there. But we cannot just discount a bad launch. You know, that was the whole point of the first video. That like, when you have a bad launch, I think one of the biggest issues is a lot of people will leave the game in the front.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because if I want the game to succeed, then it's just going to be there like, well, fuck, you just lost 20, 50,000 people who can't run the game on their phone, can't run the game on their PC and whatnot. You know, so I learned a lot about intent and impact. That is like, I realized people don't understand the purpose of my video when I made it, and I took it down after that. It ate me up for a damn long time. I feel like every one of us gacha content creators have made a video similar to how you've done, because I've done my own fair share. Zafang did his share when he did his Ling video.
The Ling video?
Yeah. And like, I think all of us have once done a video that made us sit there like, was this worth it? You know? And I think
I still stand by my being with it, but I think this is a problem, right? The with gacha, the gacha space at large. We exist in a space where a much higher proportion than normal of people can't really separate their personality and identity from the game they play and the thing they consume. So criticism is just viewed as an attack on them as a person, and that exists in a much higher proportion in gacha.
If anything, I learned the way I speak to you and how I say about how people perceive a video is that for me, whenever I make my videos, I do picture the worst. I think of a person that doesn't really think too much for themselves. They're just watching a video because they want to, and if you say something to them, they're gonna believe it, or they're just gonna think the opposite of it. Like, I think of those sort of scenarios that I'm just like, it's always, I don't think you have to be so negative to say the worst will always happen. You can think that way. That's how I perceive. But I also ain't so negative to say, oh, people won't like love it, you know, the best outcome. I just think of both spectrums, really. That anything can happen when you make a video. And because of that, whatever that occurs, you gotta be prepared for it.
Yeah, I I signed up to, I say signed up. Like I started streaming with the with the knowledge, of fully accepting that not everyone's going to like me. You start streaming on Twitch, you kind of have to sign up for the not being universally liked sort of thing.
Yeah.
These past couple of months is I say past couple of months. These past few hours have been somewhat elucidating.
I find it interesting that it's only these hours. You didn't get this sort of reaction in your first or second video. Is it that different?
I think it might be because this is like seen as a victory for one side and a loss for the other.
I
It
see.
sort of emboldens people.
So it empowers people when you feel like that's why people are reacting a certain way to you.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think there's any victory or loss though.
No, I don't think so either. It's just that people feel that way at the moment.
Like, but again, your video presented it that way. That it almost feels like there's a loss. That's why I asked why do you look so sour?
It is like I did present it that way. It's
yes, and
I just
that's
didn't,
why
I didn't anticipate. What I didn't anticipate was that would embolden people to react a certain way.
yeah, and yeah, that's kind of just why I feel that way. Towards the video, I hope that I explained it enough, encapsulating again all three videos and why I feel the way I do. You should sleep. Is there something that you still want to say or speak of?
I can't think of anything at the moment, but that
Sure.
like I can't think at all at the moment.
Or is
so-
any last things that you want to say to
Yeah.
to my own chats
Yeah.
before we're gone? Since we've spoken for quite a while. This is longer than last time.
Like, I guess, yeah, much longer last time. I think the only thing I would like to say to your chat is that, like, for I was there watching, well, except for like the 3 minutes of ads when you which blocked me from watching some of the
I'm so
reactions. But
sorry.
it's all right. I was watching, in the shadows, incognito for that.
No, I always know that you are. Once your video,
Yeah.
I know you probably have like a little person telling you, "Oh, Cookie's watching my video," and that's why you're here.
So looking at the chat, it was a little bit disheartening to see quite a lot of people just kind of assuming bad faith of me, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Like assuming that I'm doing it for either selfish or cynical reasons, as opposed to doing it out of genuine passion or genuine
Advice
love for the
from me
game.
to you as well. I don't think people give enough of a fuck if you're doing it for selfish reasons. That's just what it is. Go for it. Because that's just what a content creator is. Okay? Does it
Well, I mean,
imply
yeah,
that
but,
selfish
like,
and whatnot?
Well, okay, maybe selfish
Like,
is the wrong
not
word,
necessarily, but like, it's a
maybe
whatever
selfish is the
thing.
wrong word to use there. Yeah, but like the point, you know the point I'm trying to make, though, right? Like,
Mm.
people assume I'm not doing it for like good or authentic or genuine reasons. They assume I'm doing it just to, like, content creators are always going to farm drama, farm views. Tobo becoming a drama CC and stuff like. I have no intention of becoming a drama CC. I just, I play the YouTube game a little bit, but
good
what the
videos.
titles and thumbnails ask me. But
Yeah.
like, I make. I want to make Enfield content because I love the game so much. Like, I
Yes.
just that's the only thing I would say to your chat is that I'm not doing this for cynical reasons.
I once saw a comment. Let me close off on this. Towards that also. I once saw a comment in a previous stream of some sort. I think it was Bingo Lockout actually. Bingo Lockout day 1 or day 2, or some other VTuber reaction video of mine. And there was a guy that just went on to tell other people within the comments, and he was telling people like, "Oh, Cookie is just so inauthentic. Like, you can clearly tell from his recent video," because he was pointing out how my recent videos were like about. This was very recent. It was like the AK leaderboard thing where I said that it's very high on the gacha game, and then I was talking about Wizardell in the same time frame as well. So he says like, think about it. Why is Cookie making all these videos? Clearly, he's trying to farm views, and like, this guy is just a really horrible like content creator. And I was just staring at the comment and I was just thinking, I find it very strange when people complain that a content creator or YouTuber is trying to get views. Because
Yeah.
isn't that our fucking job?
That is literally the point of uploading video.
What the fuck else are we doing?
It's very strange. It's very strange.
Like, it's very weird to hate on someone like trying to find view when the whole goal is to make a good video that you would watch. You know, so I find it very odd when people feel that way about me. But I think when it comes to making like a good videos need good recipes. You need a hot topic, right? You need things that people want to listen about, things that you are passionate about, so that people can feel with you within it. But unfortunately, that's going to be tied to views as well, right? The better the video you make, of course, there's going to be more views. So I don't think you need to be bothered when people think that you are farming views, because that's just what it is.
There's another. Sorry, I'm just looking through.
But
your
of course,
YouTube.
Of course, there is a bit of a personal goal or pride kind of thing. There are some people who's more sensitive about the amount of views they get, right? I think of it as I'm getting the views as if more of you watch, it's good for me. It's like, hey, I can feed my editors more, right? I can live a little bit more comfortably because you guys are watching me, right? But there are, of course, some people who really want tons of views because to them it's fame. To them it's more people know me. I love that feeling, you know, a bit narcissistic in a way. And if that's like what any of you are, really, it's perfectly fucking fine. What's the problem with wanting what you want? You know, but of course, do it in a way that is, do it in a way that respects people as well, right? You don't be so narcissistic to the point that you leech off of other people. You give people good reasons to be watching you.
Exactly. Agree.
So-
Agree. I'm reading through your YouTube chat at the moment. There's there's like two people who, you know, there's well, let me read it. There's, hang on, where is it? Where did it go? Yeah, bad faith from a griefer? Never. Everything that's against me is bad faith. There's no way I could.
You need to stop replying to comments.
Like, I can't help it, man.
No, you need to. Bro, you are such a freaking year 1, year 2 CC, okay? I feel you. I read comments all the time as well, but I've come to learn you can't reply to everything. You need to stop getting penta. It's just what
you know. It's exactly, you know. It's precisely what I was saying. Like, you know, I'm not doing it with bad faith, guys. I love, you know, I love Enfield. I'm doing it because I love the game. And then immediately, just people just looking for, will latch on to anything to just, you know, dismiss it and be like, no, he's absolutely doing it in bad faith. I'm not listening to it. It's
when these people have opinions like that, right? Of course, if it's one person, I can tell you to ignore it. If it's 10 people, 100 people, it starts becoming freaking annoying. And then you start to think, wait, is it true? Right? And if that's the image that people start to plant on you, then you probably do have to think to yourself, did I do something wrong? Did I do something that make people feel that way? And if that was the case, then you have one of two options. One, you want to respond to it, but responding to it, of course, has both effects. It can make things better or worse. Which in the case of the WA video, I decided, fuck it, I'm not making a response video because I don't see why I need to explain myself of what my intentions were. When, like, I know full well, I did try to make it clear in the video that all I'm saying is the launch was fucking shit. People just need to accept that the launch was shit. No matter how much you like the game, okay? I can be the biggest lover of WoW and I still think the launch was shit. You know, that's that. But
I am particularly prone to getting one guide. I'll work on it. Yeah.
But the thing is, yeah, just either you respond towards it or, you know, you just make more videos. You make more videos and help people to gradually ease into a different view that they might put of you. So, yeah. Have I seen the Frolova quest? My launch video was paying wrong. So, there's that. I hope that there was a good convo for you and I. I hope it was a good convo for everyone as well. Again, I still didn't like the video, but that's all. That's all you can take away from it.
I really, that's another thing I think is important to say. It's totally fine to not like the video. I like, you know, I value you as a CC, which is why I want us to be on the same page. But like, random people not liking the video is fine. I take issue when people start, you know, making judgments of my character based on that.
Yeah. If I make a video, by the way, whatever character-based comments that I said about you, about like how you don't come across as a dedicated AK player, you need to understand, I'm not saying that that's what you are. I'm saying that that's the portrayal in the video that you can give. Okay, so I hope you understand that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but whatsoever that it is, like honestly, just keep doing as it is. It's just interesting that you're facing this point of content creating, I guess. I mean, I've faced it before. It tires me out. I might even still be facing the repercussions of that till today, to be honest. I have way less energy to make content nowadays than I do when I was younger. It's actually surprising. I feel so innocent and like nothing is going on in life in my earlier days. But now I'm a bit like, fuck me. It's a lot more stressful. And I'm young. Fuck you, I'm 25 and I started CC when I was 20.
This also could just be like a maybe it's just like a sort of transitionary, I don't know what the word is, phase in being a content creator. Like, just I think it was just yesterday that for the very first time I saw a tweet on Discord, opened it to like and retweet it because I thought it was cool, and realized that the user had blocked me.
Oh, I saw.
That's the first time that had ever happened. So like, I'm going through a lot of these milestones at the moment.
I must say, okay, this is not anything a braggery or whatnot. You somehow clocked more milestones than I did. I don't think I've received much hate comments. Anyone wants to be first? Hey, it's not bragging or anything, okay? But like, I don't think I've been hated to the scale that you might be right now.
I think I think this is my hope is that this is kind of temporary and it'll pass when I'm able to make more objective and content.
There was someone who hated my WoW videos so badly that like for the next month worth of videos, he would keep bashing on how my opinion is so wrong to him in the comments of the video. And I was so pissed off. I was like, shut the fuck up, man, this guy. But after I think it's like the effect of being one guy. I'll just think to myself, damn, maybe I've really done something wrong. Because people still like harbor over it. In fact, I just remembered. I saw another content creator who's not AK creator. I don't know if it was for HSR or some other game. And someone brought me up. It might be because of Box 2 or something along that line. So I don't know if it's because he brought me up and then people were talking about me. And I was so shocked because it's been 2 years since I posted my WoW video. And there was someone who's saying, oh, I really hate watching Cookie because he dissed WoW. And I was like, you hate me for 2 years? Like, what did I say that will amount to that? Like, it's that personal. It's crazy that I live that way in certain people's eyes. And it might happen for you. But you know what? That's just what a content creator is.
It would definitely.
When you're more known,
there's already been like ever since the.
I think I see this as well.
Just every single every single reaction to the video because there's been like at least.
Please drop on the call when you need to. But I have a certain thing that I think about. This is for everyone, not just content creators. You could say that 1% or 2% of the people, sounds like gacha, right? 1% or 2% of the people that you meet in your life will absolutely fucking hate you.
Oh yeah.
If you have a small inner circle, like you only know 10 friends, like if there's only 10 people in the world that you know, there's bound to be one person that really fucking hates you. And the thing is, when you're a content creator and more people know you, that number just grows, right? Like 1% of 50,000, that's, what the fuck is that? 50?
500.
No, that's not even 50. 1% of 50,000 is 500. Bro, 500 people hates me. But you need to understand, that's just what it is. The proportion of people who hate you is actually truly small, but it's going to look big when you have more people knowing you.
So would you say like 1% of
welcome, I guess,
the viewers of the Death Note video would hate me as well? That'd be like 2,000.
Turbo crashed.
Wait, what?
Guys?
Hello?
Wait, you can hear him? Wait, I can't hear him. I can't hear him. Turbo, I can't hear you. Turbo, speak.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I thought you crashed.
I was confused a little bit. I was speaking and you were like, you just didn't
No, my
like, hesitate
my
at all.
headphones
You
went
just-
off.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
Oops. I thought you weren't speaking. I thought I finally put you to bed.
No.
Yes, but okay. I think that's. Oh yeah, do you say something after I finish saying that?
I've forgotten. It's already
It's
like
okay.
I am like full ADHD brain right now. Like the meds wore off hours and hours ago.
Oh, well, take meds and sleep.
No, because if I take meds, then I won't be able to sleep at all. It's
Oh, guys, I've been
stimulant.
talking over him. Oh, if I've been talking over you, well, I couldn't hear you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I wasn't saying anything particularly
Okay.
important.
Yeah. Okay, but I think that's good enough for the convo. Way longer than I thought. I'm still supposed to film some videos today, and I think I still will. So yeah.
You cut off me there. What did you say?
No, I was supposed to film some videos today, but our convo was so long. I'm still going to do it, but I'll have to stay up doing it.
I think that happened last time as well, where you were supposed to be filming videos and then just
That one I didn't even film, but I think I'm still gonna film when I do it for this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough for our call.
Yeah, okay, we can call it there.
All right. Then thank you so much for calling. Nice having a hostile start, but don't worry. Oh, I have a fun fact to say to you, and then I think you can head off the call. You know I graduated recently, right?
Yeah, I did. Congrats on that. By the way.
So I had some friends who would message me. They'll leave me like some heartfelt words and whatnot. And I think I said something to quite a few of my friends that I realized in my entire life, there's something quite consistent. Every person that I like or have as a friend, we will always have a saga of arguing really uglily. Like it will be horrendous. It'll be bloody. But after that, we're just in peace. You need to know me and Zafang could have almost not been friends. Because we really fucking argued. Real bad. And like, after that, we just were like, whatever. It could be me and you.
Maybe.
Chat's telling us to kiss.
Okay, I'll buy a plane to take to Singapore right now.
Anytime. All right. But yeah, I'll
With
hear
all
from
the
you
money
then.
I don't have.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Bye.
This is a good call.
See you.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, chat.
Chat's asking to kiss so aggressively. It's crazy, man. Goodness me. But yeah, I hope you'll understand Tobo's view, and I hope you understand my view as well. Yes, I always start out very hostile, but I hope you'll understand where I'm coming from. There is a lot of you who commented while we were discussing of the elements of the video. I don't know if we managed to answer what everybody feels, but is there anything that I should be answering? Like, do you all have any burning questions that like I really should get to read? I might have an image from an AK pools, really? Consider watching a translation of a really famous 1 hour ENDFIELD and their criticism of the core systems. Do I want to watch it? But that means I have to watch an hour translation. Possibly not. When am I going to continue practicing proper comms? Soon enough. And where are the horses? I might play Uma Musume after Reverse finishes, or like after I played Reverse Assassin's Creed collab. Maybe check the comments on Bilibili for this showcase. But it's a live stream that has all the other games, so I can't check the comments. Unless there's someone that like re-uploaded the stuff. So, yeah. What if we can have dodge, but only guard and vanguard can use them? It's good for dueling, but when there's a wall of bullet, you still need a defender. I saw some of you saying this just now while we were talking. You guys said that the dodge can only happen when there's a red circle. You're mistaken, man. The dodge happens everywhere in the game. When someone is shooting a bullet, an arrow, like, that's not a circle. That's a trajectory. You're supposed to see that the trajectory is coming to you and you need to dodge that. Right? Same if something is coming down from the air. The dodge is from anywhere, really. Dodge should have been a dodging attack and not breaking the attack chains. That's what I thought when I saw the stream. So if that is what it became, like the dodge is now an attack, I think that's for me. I see that as a good change because it makes final attack less annoying to deal with. So yeah, you need me scolding your country government, Indonesia. I don't know enough to scold them. I'm not good at scolding them. I will never be a governor. Yeah, you still have no idea how to balance dodge and tanks and medics. So I stated this in a previous stream that even though I feel like a lot of the conversation that people are having about the combat right now in Enfield is very narrow or like tunnel vision. Everyone's just talking about this dodge mechanic. They're not really discussing so much of the QTE, they're not really discussing so much of the skill management and the out management of the game, right? And there's also the thing where you can wear items. There's also the thing where you can wear gear and you can customize the gear according to the characters. The thing is, I do feel that Enfield offers a genuine, like, humongous variety to what you can do in the combat. That you need to understand, you can't just look at just one single element towards it. There's genuinely a situation of you gotta make everything come together to make it work out. And I do think people will find a lot of joy within it once it appears. What will make Enfield strategy is changing the combat mechanic, but add new mechanics to stage enemies and bosses. Correct. I think I said the same. The reason why I kept saying you can't judge from the beta is because the content cycle of the game and the type of enemies and bosses they release is very important for Enfield. Like, so you guys, most of you weren't in yesterday's stream where we were watching Eminence Anastasia. If you didn't know, I watched Eminence Anastasia yesterday. And after that, we were talking about the IS interview. So I might be able to put up the IS interview for you guys. And I do think that the IS interview could be very related to Enfield strategies podcast. Can someone find me the interview again? I actually don't remember where the interview is. Yes, it was an interview about integrated strategies. I don't remember the link. Let me see if one of you sent it to me. No, none of you sent it to me. I need to somehow. Thank you for sending it to me. I might upload my read-through of yesterday's interview. It might be raw, as in like not edited, but I thought it was a great interview to read. So this is the interview. Right? I'm going to point out very specific parts. If you guys are wondering what this interview is about, it's about why they design integrated strategies. Okay? So if you're hearing this for the first time, you'll probably be very fascinated. Even if it's the second time, I'll tell you how it's related to Enfield. Alright? The thing is, for those of you who played AK in the very early days of AK, so I'm speaking year 1, year 2, you would remember AK was a fucking dead space. We had no content. When you play events, all you're doing is like how you're playing HSR right now, or how you're playing Genshin, right? New event appears, let's go! Fight new enemies! Kill! Wow, side game mode! And then like within 2 days, you're done. And then like for the next 2 weeks, you have nothing to do. You're just farming. Same for Genshin, right? Oh, new event, and then all of a sudden, you're just waiting for the next banner in 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And then, 2 random mini game appears. And then you have nothing to do for 4 weeks again. Right? So, one of the things that they pointed out within this interview was why they created integrated strategies. You know, or what they were thinking about. And they were mentioning how one of the interesting things of a gacha game or a live service game is that you can't have a situation where the amount of content people consume exceeds the production of the content. So meaning the amount of content you put out, if people eat it up too fast, then you have no content, right? And people will feel like the game is dry. So you must always have things to do. And yet, by the way, this interview was fascinating because they were freaking targeting the mechanics that were in other gacha games, which is why you see the word like abyss or asynchronous PvP. So asynchronous PvP might be like what is that game? Something 7. I can't remember. Those gacha PvP games. Right? So they were talking about how they could do those kind of modes, but they wanted something that was fresh and original and like really, really thoughtful, which is why they created Kyobi Fungi Mist. And the thing is, there's a lot of little criteria that they put forth, which is one, it needs to be permanent, it needs to be really replayable. And they were talking about how they created the strategy, how they came to design, and how they keep things simple. Like, don't overcomplicate what IS should be about. Just focus on building your units, what units you can have in the squad, what relics, and what the enemies will be. Don't think too much further from that. And of course, have interesting things each time. And think of the strategy within the stage, like how people have to manage the hold, what tickets they get, the deployment order, and whatnot. Okay, but I want to point out very specific terms that they talked about, which is one, IS was a very unique mode because all rewards were permanently accessible, right? Even if none of you have played IS right now, you can still play it. You're not missing out. It's always there, ready for you to pick up. But the fascinating thing that I saw within this one was how they mentioned that to them, okay, so they made a comparison between the roguelike gacha game modes that we see in AK. So in this case, it's IS compared to all the roguelikes in other places. So in the case of HSR, you have seen like Divergent Universe. Wuwa also has a roguelike variant of a game mode, right? But it seems like a lot of the roguelike modes in the other games don't quite do the same thing, right? They don't feel as good towards it. And one of the things that they kind of realize is that you need to try to balance what people are playing with together with some randomness. The randomness helps with the replayability, but yet at the same time, you don't do nonsense like inflation, HP inflation that you hear about very, very often. And this is the thing that I really, really freaking love, which is they feel the reason why a lot of people will come to love IS is that there's a sense of achievement from personal growth. So what they mean is that, one, if you play IS more, you can complete your buff tree, right? The skill tree, then you get better things to play a better IS run later on. And then the second thing that they talk about, it's not just about the gameplay mechanic, but in this case, it's the intellectual growth. So what they mean is whenever you keep playing IS, right? Those of you who play IS enough, you will know. You will feel like your brain's growing, right? You start to realize, wait, there is this strategy. Wait, I could place my unit like this. There's this tile I could use. Maybe I can place in this order. What if I use a different skill, right? What if I start using skill 1, skill 2s instead of the usual skill trees that I do it for someone else? Like, intellectual growth is a very fascinating term that I see them using in the interview. Because you don't feel that way. They'll go playing Divergent Universe like saying, yes, I know how my Kafka works better now. Or like, I know how I know the deepest, darkest secrets of my Adventuring. No, you fucking run the squad and go auto. You just mindlessly kick buffs. Right? But it's very different in the form of like the roguelike in AK. Where they don't... It's not so much about, let's just see bigger numbers. But you get the satisfaction from understanding what goes on in the game mode. Right? There's a thrill to progress within the game mode. You can see strategy. There is definitely strategy when you're playing IS, and you'll be satisfied if you get further and further. And one of the great things also is that they did this game mode where you don't get them at the max level from the very beginning, right? You get them at E1, and then later on you get them at E2. So this is really good because it gives you a small sense of dopamine in order to like, whoa, now my unit is finally more powerful. And that makes you feel nice. But even when your unit is not at E2 yet, and you're forced with the limitation, you're learning to work with that limitation, right? But like they say, this design of like E1 only into E2, it doesn't seem important, but in truth, it gives you a rhythm, right? And you get satisfied about how you progress within IS. I'll tell you guys why this relates to ENDFIELD very quickly. I'm just giving you the summary of this interview. You can go and read it yourself if you'd like to. Yes, and I'm trying to find a certain specific line. So let me read this very paragraph over here. In contrast, we find it hard to get a similar experience in certain other gacha game genres. Some products launch with only a dozen or so initial characters. You know what they're talking about, right? And team compositions only allow 3 or 4 characters. In other words, these are limited, right? And then in those roguelites, it's all about numerical thrill, right? You fight someone at a lower level monster, and then all of a sudden you just get a higher level monster, straight up. And then the damage jump of that monster or your own damage is like 5k, then you suddenly inflate it to 50k, you inflate it to 500 million. But there's no intellectual growth. All you're seeing is numbers go up, numbers are big. But you need to know that's not what IS is, right? Numbers get bigger, but it's never insane. So, okay, the reason why I'm pointing out this paragraph is that, let me read the last one and then I'll tell you. Arknight's roguelike isn't driven by mere grind, spending, or numerical inflation, but by gameplay enjoyment, right? There are many of us who don't just play it because we're getting the rewards. We're already past the rewards. We're still playing it because it's just genuinely fun. There's honestly a lot to learn. I'm replaying IS4 right now, and I'm still getting shocked by the things that I can be doing within IS4. And I'm going to feel the same if I go back to IS3 and IS2. Well, I'm going to be playing IS2 soon because IS2 is coming with D18. But that's really the whole point towards it. So, the fact that Hypergriff says this in the interview themselves and realizes this is what gives me a bit of confidence when it comes to ENDFIELD, right? They understand that they need to do something a little bit different, right? They know that there's going to be limitations. It's a 4-character game. But how are they going to deliver on a good roguelike? How are they going to deliver on good game modes? You need to understand, they are already thinking about it. They're working towards figuring out how this game won't just be a dry, slot in, give you a world, you play it for 1 week, all of a sudden there's no more gameplay. They're learning from AK to figure out how that might happen within ENDFIELD as well. Right? And then I think there's also another things. Let's see this quote. We consider the player's feeling while conveying what we believe is good. We cannot and should not make players feel like they are forced to play. The specific form of roguelike isn't the key factor. What matters most is that the players find it fun. Right? This is the line that makes me feel like I have a lot of confidence towards what ENDFIELD is going to be. Because I think Hypergriff themselves realize that the target audience we have today is very different from the past. We're in a time frame where a lot of players right now don't have a lot of time to play games. We still have younger people. Some of you are 18 years old, 17 years old. You still have a lot of time, you know, but you could be studying for exams. You don't truly have that much time to play games. And some of you are already working, right? You're doing day in, day jobs, night jobs as well, 2 jobs in your life. You won't have that many times for a game. But their concern right now is how do we make people feel good about playing the games that they are doing, right? I mean, if you're not working at the moment, it's fine. You have more time to play. But yet at the same time, how does it feel good to play these games, right? The thing is, I think they have a lot of these things in mind that when we question like, wait, why is there this QOL? Why is this game faster? I think on the surface level, we see of it as, wow, the game is losing its sort of flavor. But you need to understand, a slow combat-based game, like a turn-based one, when it comes into a JRPG and whatnot, there's a set amount of time that you can play, right? If you guys are playing things like Trails in the Sky, Hyperdimension Neptunia, right? Those are JRPG games. Those can take up a lot of time in your life, but there's a fixed amount of time. Once you go past it, you're done with the game. But when it comes to a gacha game, a live service game, you're playing it every freaking day. How do you make sure that it doesn't feel dry, it doesn't feel boring to play it? So to me, when I see that they went into this faster pace of the game, I'm more so not seeing it as, oh, it's just to copy someone else. But instead, you feel with the game. You feel more present into the game in order to enjoy what you're doing. And that's kind of why I've never found it as a complaint. You know? And the thing is, Hypergriff puts it that they really listen to their players a lot, which sounds like the worry, right? Because we kept talking about how a lot of players want, you know, maybe Hoyo features to be part of ENDFIELD. But I'm pretty certain they know how to discern what advice they want to listen to and what they don't. They definitely want to create a game that's their own. You know, and at the same time, they well, of course we can take this with a pinch of salt, right? But at least within the interview, they put it that commercial performance is not their benchmark. To them, if you create something that is genuinely good, that sort of success will come. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You don't do it cheap. You create something that people will appreciate. And then naturally, if people do want to pay for the game, if people do want to support you with the game, they will do so. This is kind of like the nature of AK, where a lot of us spend a monthly card, we choose to buy packs, not because we have to buy packs, but it's because, God, I played this game for so long, I really want to just maybe get a better character build. And I'm doing it not because I feel like I need it. I'm building this 5-star that no one cares about because I want to. So yeah, this interview is just genuinely really, really good to read, and you all can go and see towards it. And that's kind of why I find that there's probably going to be a lot of things that they think about to ENDFIELD. I don't think their job is easy at all, but to me, this is where my sort of faith towards their development comes from. I don't see it as very blind. We've already played AK for very long to know that they can be creative. My biggest concern with ENDFIELD comes in the form of, are the enemy designs going to be good? Are the content cycle going to be good? Right? Is this a game that I won't feel like I'm mindlessly logging in, and instead I have a reason to log in? You all need to understand this. I come into AK. Sometimes I'm doing AK because I'm farming. But I can tell you a lot of times when I'm on the train, boot up AK, IS, maybe even SSS, or like, if I'm not doing RA right now because I haven't progressed in RA, but if I did progress in RA, I can tell you for sure I'll be booting up RA. Like at the time when my RA right now is at a checkpoint, which is why I haven't progressed it, and I want to show it on stream. But when I wasn't at the checkpoint, I was just playing RA to just farm. That's just how it's going to be. And that's the thing that I'm more concerned about with ENDFIELD. I'm less sensitive about, is the combat going to be amazing? It's important, don't get me wrong. Is the base going to be amazing? Again, also important. But is this ENDFIELD going to be the game that I will like logging into all the time? I will feel good about streaming. I will feel good playing in my free time. That's what I want to see for ENDFIELD. And I should make my own video for ENDFIELD soon. I always say that every single stream. And everyone's going to be like, I guess you're going to do it next year. So yeah. Do I think there'll be another beta for ENDFIELD? I think yes, but I hope not. I'm saying I think there will be another beta, but I personally hope not, because I don't see a reason for them to review their hand anymore. Why do I hope not? I am at the point where actually, if you read the interview, you'll hear this line as well. They have a belief that when you have an idea, you don't take too long to discuss about it. Because the more people discuss about it, the muddier it gets. Which is true, right? If you have a project, if you have 5 people discussing it, whatever idea comes out could be nice, beautiful. You add a 6th person, you add a 7th person, you spend more time, it gets even muddier. So my worry, personal worry, for another beta to exist is that I'm afraid even more opinions happen. And then it will basically confuse them on what exactly they want to do for the game, right? Just now within the call, we kept saying how we don't know what the vision of AK is. Sorry, ENDFIELD is. I kept saying that, right? But the thing is, there is also the negative chance that is, what if they're not very clear-cut on their vision and they keep going by what the players want? So if they keep going by what the players want, there comes a disadvantage of, if they do another bigger beta, everybody chips in, boom, now the game just doesn't make sense, right? So I'm on the perspective of, I just want them to, by themselves, figure out what they want, go with it and launch it. So yeah, I'm pretty certain that they are at the current phase that the game that they're trying to make is very much still original and still in the nature of what AK would be. But I think the more chipped in opinions that occur, I think the further it's going to drift from it. So yeah. beta as a marketing tool is okay to me. But at that point, I just rather they release. Here's one more reason why I rather they release. Most of us who have played the beta test should lose our account progress, right? Because we have everybody mass built there. If you do a second beta, and the second beta is very close to the actual launch, the problem with that beta is, do we have to wipe everything of the account progress? Now imagine this. Open beta is like every one of you here gets to play, right? So you guys progress. And then you guys actually progress all the way to Hongshan, so the second map, right? Once you've done that, and then the game launches, you have to replay all of that again. Would you? You see, that's the another problem I find with like a second beta. So I don't want to see a second beta. Because at this point, okay, at least for me, having played the first beta, right? If I play a second beta again, that would mean I replayed the game 3 times. So, yeah. But if they do another beta, sure, whatever. You avoided most side content in the beta, so you could experience that for the first time. Oh, I remember playing the side content that ENDFIELD had, and they were pretty good. They were the ones that made me feel pretty hopeful for what's going to happen. You hope ENDFIELD will be a great entry point to make people curious about AK franchise. Correct. That is also my concern. So this is something that you will probably see in my own video of ENDFIELD when I do make it, that is going to be very different from how Tobo takes it. Which is, my personal concern for ENDFIELD is more so how they preserve the name of AK. Like, how closely linked to AK are they going to pull off? Like, when it comes to the factions that they're going to name, when it comes to the operator lore that they're going to have, especially those that are going to appear in both games, right? And then when it comes to the type of events that you get to play, right? How often is the content cycle? Are there going to be very good side events that you get to play? All those things are my major concern. So I will probably discuss about that when I do so. Oh, and of course, story as well. Please give me a good story. Now that I've read a few AK story, I get what people mean when they say, oh, ENDFIELD story might be a little bit lackluster. ENDFIELD story definitely looking like AK's chapter 0 to chapter 4. But that's not good, because it's already your second game. The start of a game should not feel like a chapter 0 to chapter 4 of your first game. So, yeah, there's that. If there's ENDFIELD release, so after on PC too should be. I mean, I think the PC client for AK will appear before ENDFIELD does. So yeah. Would that not spoil the future for AK if it's major events in the future? In ENDFIELD, would it spoil the future for AK? No, I think in fact it'll make it more interesting. If they know how to tie the storyline together, you're gonna get lore bits from both sides. Right? I think it's good. Of course, a lot of people stated how if ENDFIELD was truly the future of AK, where a lot of the operators have died, because we don't know if it's the same timeline. We don't know what happened to Terra when ENDFIELD exists, because all they stated was the connection has severed, and we do not know what happened to those people. But it seems like a lot of people that came into ENDFIELD came from the original forest, whatnot. For those of you who read some AK story, you would have heard of the word the original forest. But whatever it is, it might make a very synchronous timeline that can happen concurrently. And I think the story will then be very interesting. Yeah. Here's the thing. Probably the last thing I want to mention, unless you all have big questions that you want to ask me. I think ENDFIELD was the real game that Hypergraph wanted to make. But at the time when they launched as a company, they don't have the same budget that Hoyoverse does. And so they needed to scale back, and they were thinking what is the 2D game that they wanted to make. Right. There's a huge reason why it's still got AK within the title. You know. And I think when they decided for a 2D version of their own idea, they were probably trying to craft the storyline for both places already from the very beginning. Yeah. They definitely wanted to do an open world big RPG, I think, at the very start. But of course, that was just a blank idea at that time. They probably didn't pursue it that hard because they don't have the budget for it. So yeah. They mentioned that Babel was the first story they wrote, but it makes sense that Babel's the first story they wrote. Everything has to be in sequence anyways. You can't deny when they made Lone Trail, right, or like anything about space, they were probably going to think, where can this story become? And this is, it's meant to be there to be open-ended in order to open the room for a potential second game that they wanted to make. So yeah, okay, but I think that was pretty much my thoughts. Have I read Lone Trail? No, I will read it soon enough. I hope it's a good story. Where does XS3 fit into the actual game they wanted to make? I need to go and watch. I need to go and play XS3 again to find out. XS3 was not a good launch as well. You know, Popcorn was good actually, of the games that they've released, but XS3 was a bit odd. You know, XS3 almost felt like a test game actually, because if you've actually played XS3's combat feels very close to ENDFIELD. Do I think on the spot character switching is an issue in the game where like you switch the characters? Not yet. But if they start emphasizing it in the future, maybe. I can see them emphasizing it. Basically. By the way, last little thing. What was I gonna put? Oh yes, with however that we've discussed with Tobo just now. Were you all okay with it? Did it all go down fine for you guys to listen to? I know some of you were saying I seem very harsh. Or that you guys were giving takes left and right about me and Tobo. I agree with him. I disagree with him. I disagree with you. You know? Yeah. But I think you're all fine. Started shit into the high note. At the start, I was very harsh. I think you understand why I'm harsh, right? My Asian harshness kicked in. It's not wrong though. I'm very prone to scolding people. Especially when I think they're not doing something right. So, oops. Yeah. But I hope it was a good discussion for you guys to listen to, nonetheless. You think it should have been tomorrow? Not wrong. He shouldn't have just called today. He could have called. But that depends if I'm streaming tomorrow, anyways. Yeah. So there's that. You like when I yap about the ENDFIELD. You hope I talk more about it in the future. I probably won't talk about it in the future this much. Because like I said, I'm now at the pace of I know if the game is right, not from the beta anymore. We're at the point where I will only know if the game does the right thing upon release. There are so many things about the game we will never know till the game releases, which is like, what's the gacha system like? You know, what's the free pools like? What's the paid pools like? Right? What are the cosmetics within the game if you're concerned of cosmetics, right? What are the content? What's the content cycle of the game? You know, are we gonna get new fresh maps or content every 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks? Like, what's that going to be? Is that already a permanent game mode from the start that is genuinely good to play? Right? How much secrets are there to discover? How much lore are there for us to tie together? For us to truly enjoy? And how much gear customization are they giving me in the game? Because the beta is all just a taste test of what the game could be. And because it's all could be, we can think both ways. We can think the better, we can think the worse. Right? I feel like the trajectory that me and Tobo take are literally the complete opposite. We see one aspect of the game, he takes the worst part of it, I take the better part of it. Instantly. You know, and it's fine. That's just how we think. But we're doing this like think more positively and negatively only because the game is not out. You know, and that's why I'm now at the stage where a lot of things that I want to find out, I can't even talk about it anymore. I need to wait till the game is out. Then I will truly know how it's going to be. So I hope you understand that as well. So, yeah. Is Tobo a pessimist and I'm an optimist? Yeah, you could say that. I'm definitely more optimistic about the game, and he's definitely more pessimistic about the game. That's just what it is. In real life, am I an optimist? No, I'm a pessimist in real life. I think I'm more pessimistic than optimistic in real life. But strangely, I'm optimistic about the game. So yeah. If they do the same with skins in Enfield, where you can buy Original Prime, it would be huge. Exactly, it would be. So I'll make a video about the features about AK that I want to see in Enfield. Because if they can implement those features, I can tell that the game will be a banger. So yeah, are we making video anymore? You give me 5 to 15 minutes to decide. If I go online, then I will film some video. If I don't go online, then whoopsie. I think I will film some videos anyways. So yeah, you're more curious about what the game loop will be with the factory. I agree. I also think that the factory needs to be a replayable content and not just a fixated content. So yeah. Imagine we got the brand into clothing. Okay, anyways, I hope that it was a good stream. Way longer than I thought it would be. I will be back soon enough. I haven't scheduled a new stream, sorry. I'll announce on Discord for what it is. In the next week, by the way, are we getting an Delicious event? We are, right? Because I saw that the teaser images are coming out. Is it Intellectual next? Oh, CCB first. Oh, goodness sake. Okay, then, yeah, we'll play CC. So next week we'll play CC, and I'll be playing Reverse Assassin's Creed collab. And maybe you'll see a Uma Musume stream next week. Have I already played S Stages? I played it yesterday. So, yeah. Alright. Okay, fun times. I might be back on Twitch to film some videos. It'll be a lot chiller of a stream than whatever that you hear of me. You'll see me as a dead man. So if you want to watch, you can go on Twitch. I'm gonna be filming a reverse video before I film an AK video. But I think I only have time for reverse, so I'll film that. Alright. Okay. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye. Hope you all enjoyed. That curtain has been open for the entirety of today, man. I'm a nuisance to my family.